everyone and welcome into a live stream. And today, hi there in Liquid Duck, hi! Well, I suppose not really today because the part 2 of the live stream, isn't it? The way we usually do. I am completely out of coffee, aren't I? Well, no, I'm asking you, I know you know, but I'm checking now all my nooks and crannies and cupboards and I cannot find a single bag. Well, would you look at that? I only have one left, and nope. There is nothing. Hi, the Tefta! How you doing? Okay, it's not true, I'm not exactly out of coffee, I just... Oh, I have normal coffee. Not the zombie kind. Chocolate is a tasty alternative. I don't have chocolate. Okay, so I have normal coffee. One pickle is that I don't really have, you know, the fancy coffee presses that you're meant to make them in, so I'll need to improvise. How are you, make it? I am fine-ish, I suppose. It's the usual, I would say. Oh, today I'm gonna be doing something that I think you'd be interested in. I know you'd be interested in, actually. I'm gonna be setting up FIXiT. Really should have made the coffee before the stream. Guess what? What? Oh, if you say chicken butt, I swear, Black Thunder. Isn't like 5 AM in Poland? I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's some kind of hour. Who cares? The point is, today we'll do something that we have been waiting for. Well, not really waiting for, but we just haven't been doing because there were so many other things that are way more important. The evil bot is my philanthropist again. Hold on, I'm gonna give it to you back. Give me a second, let me just find you. Are you certain you have a link to correct Discord? Because... Alright. You know what, let me just bring the camera over. Why not? The charge for my camera. Oh shucks, it's not one thing. Give me a second everyone, I need to prepare. Because I very much have not. You know what, legend says that one day make it will start the stream ready.
One day make it will start the stream ready.
Hi there, Black Thunder, how you doing?
Oh, much better.
That's good, yeah.
I finally got the role I paid for. Again.
So that's not on me, hey. That's not
Also,
on me.
here's the Rigby that I promised.
Wait, what now?
It's in the live voice channel chat.
Oh! I fucking love that cat. Alright. Oh, that's a great cat. Give me a second, let me just... One minor fix wrapper, because the thing is, we may actually need the camera for this stream, simply because we're going to be dealing with, we may be dealing with some electronics as well, if it comes to it. Alright, brilliant. Camera set up. Now it's time to do the thing. So basically, CD, Q, workshop, motorcycle pen, workshop, long-term mask, code, and then where do we go from here? Mask, right? No. We're gonna make the FIXiT. There we go. So basically, what we'll be doing today is just a simple bot, like a very basic kind of setup to fix it. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's gonna be in Python. It's gonna because it's gonna be simple. And technically we have done it in the past as well, but But I just want to do it again, just to make sure. Not really even we've done it. If I'm not mistaken, I can just go to TFTA's GitHub and it's there, so... That's what we're gonna start. Nope. If there's one thing I've learned... from designing things and building things and all of these things, is that there's genuinely no point in reinventing the wheel. And as such... GitHub is where we go first. There we go. So 36 repositories. Right, now which ones would they be? Not the coffee clicker. It's no.
MicroPython.
Yeah.
That was my nickname in college.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Usually laughing is encouraged, but
It doesn't.
I don't know
feel
how
like,
you're
it
supposed
feels
to
like,
respond to jokes either.
It feels like no laughing matter, honestly. Feels like laughing at would be quite rude.
It's like laughing at nothing.
Well, I don't call it nothing. It might be small, but like it's still there. Oh no, wait, it was like part of... Oh, damn it. It was like one part of a repository. Shucks.
What are you looking for?
Hi, Tefta. Remember the bot, the thing, the speech to text?
Yeah, I think yeah, which one did I do that with?
Because I'm pretty certain with my current microphone setup, actually, it should just work.
Yeah, it probably will. Oh, I'm not even logged into GitHub.
In the three-step process, this stream, we might actually set up a simple FIXiT on the Pi Zero. Oh, also I'll need to fine tune it so that it would recognize stuff like FIXiT. That's gonna be easy, hopefully.
Yeah, it's actually not that difficult, especially because you're using the Vosk model.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. We sent a sign-in request to GitHub.
This has rapidly left my area of experience. I'm going to go back to Silksong now.
Oh, you got Silksong. How are you liking it?
Yeah, I bought it before all the servers died. I was also late to work.
I do think it's funny that it just Silksong released absolutely killed all of the servers. It's like the Markiplier OnlyFans again, except Silksong.
Except for it didn't kill one server farm, it killed 4. And you couldn't play Team Fortress 2 because Silksong came out.
Well,
that's not a joke. That actually happened. Valve servers, all of them were down. It quite literally broke the internet.
But how is the game?
I've been less addicted to crack. I'm still waiting for the Wii U port.
Good sign, I suppose. Good sign, yeah.
I mean, for $20, it's not a bad deal.
So I think I put it in the voice chat. I think this is the one.
To that now.
Oh no. Voice. Oh, Task Force AI. Okay. AI
because yeah, it just works. It's like a really stripped down version, but it has all of the pieces. And I'm just using the small Vosk model.
Okay. Now, $1 million question, because I don't. Well, it's not that I don't want to download it again, but I probably should first look through my own files. In my cacophony of files and folders and such, where did I download the VOS? I'm going to guess it would be C desktop projects. FIXiT? Do I have FIXiT here? No. Surgery, FIXiT. Oh, speech. Oh, damn it, it's gonna suck for me. I might just download the VOS. It might be faster.
Yeah.
And then I wonder, why is my drive full all the time?
Yeah, I got all those AI models loaded on.
Yeah, I'm not even using it. I still think I have the original, like, 2 image generation ones that can make it.
Well, I'm glad because I don't have them anymore.
Oh, I have them. I kept them. My cherished treasure.
Like 4 gigs each or something.
Installation usage. Yeah, might as well go with
So I've been kind of nervous because I'm gonna have to implement AI regularly at work. So it's gonna be.
I mean, to be fair, it's good that, because it's one thing when you're getting the imposter syndrome when you've done some formal studies and you're going from studying something to applying it. But in your case, you're going from applying it to applying it. So does that help, do you think?
It does, but I still have imposter syndrome, you know. And one of the things is most of the people I'm working with don't understand technology, right? And so I'm again in there isn't any peers, so I'm kind of standing alone, which I don't mind. I do that often, but I kind of have to justify sometimes. Like, no, what you're asking is like next to impossible, or will take 2 years.
I do have to say, when it comes to dealing with being in a job that deals with people who may not exactly understand technology all that well, AI must be the worst one.
Yeah. But the thing is that I have, like, yeah, I have a track record. But whatever, it is what it is. It's just stress. My first day is Monday, so.
Good luck then. Oh, by the way, how did the meeting go? Because I don't think we actually spoke since the meeting, have we?
I nailed it. I nailed it.
Oh, great then.
I spoke in front of like 15, 20 people. And yeah, I wasn't nervous at all because I liked what I was talking about.
See, I told you, for such a long time, in my head, you have been the AI engineer, and it's just, I genuinely took conscious effort to remind myself what your actual job was. So I feel like you will fit really well, and I'm really excited for it.
I appreciate that, and I kind of that actually helps me out a lot. It helps relieve my stress because I think that you're super skilled. So I do trust you're
a professional. You're a literal professional right now. I'm just gonna take the credit for the fact that I told you so back before you were dealing with AI professionally. I was treating you as such because I knew this would be just where you end up. So I just want to reserve my I told you so.
Yeah, I mean that's what's pretty cool about like I don't know people on this channel and stuff that do encouraging others, but it's cool that friends are encouraging them to do their skill level. You're not like tearing them down. You're doing the opposite. So I appreciate.
Yeah, because I do believe that a huge issue, or the stem of all the problems of holy microphone malfunction. Oh, you mean the noises in the background? No, that's just me trying to open a bag of coffee. But goodness gracious me, it was easier to fucking build an entire mask with an audio system than open this up. But okay, I'm gonna put this down as I speak. The point is, I was gonna say is that I think like the main stemming issue of technology is that people don't understand it. Almost every single misuse of technology, either if it's intended or non-intended, almost always can be traced back to people not actually understanding what they're doing or not appreciating it and such and such and such. And the biggest issue there, in my opinion, is not that people can't understand it, it's just that they think they can't understand it, so they never bother to try.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Quantum mechanics is simple. You just need to believe.
Yeah. And it's fewer steps away than you think. Or fewer lessons away than you think to understand it.
It is tricky because when it comes to difficulty, it usually goes into two different camps. Either something that genuinely is advanced, but that's not limited to science or technology. That happens absolutely everywhere. Or it's the camp of it's way easier than it seems. In which case, if it is way easier than it seems, then it gives you in this awkward spot where you try to achieve something, you do actually end up achieving it, and then you think you've done something wrong. So, for example, in my case, when I was plugging in the speaker, all I had to do is just connect the wires together, which not that difficult of a process. They are labeled on both devices, and download the driver. That's it. I have a command aplay, which is just allows me to play just any audio file I want. When I say that, it's a comically simple process. And so once you achieve this sort of thing, the first instinct is always to say to yourself like, oh no, I must have done something wrong. There must be something more to it. It definitely won't work. And such and such and such.
Well, that reminds me of a conversation that's kind of the opposite with I was a part of this building being constructed, and I was actually orchestrating the tech infrastructure build out, specifically the cat cabling, right? And I was saying you need to run the cat cables before you build the walls or enclose them with drywall, right? Otherwise, it's going to be really expensive. And the reply of the contractor was, well, running wires is just literally, you know, putting a wire from one spot to another. And I'm like, yeah, and building a building is just putting a piece of wood and hammering a nail and doing that over and over and over again, correct? And then they like, I did this in a conference call with 5 other people, and he's like, well, still, I don't want to pay for the money now. I'm like, well, then you're going to pay triple later. Like, I'm here to consult you to do the right thing, but yeah, most of the time, it's not that.
I know that's not the point you're making, but I absolutely making your faces on the table. I wear many faces, but I know it's not quite the point you were making. But I absolutely love how easy it is to forget that when it comes to cables, the most important part of the cable is the cable itself, not the end connectors. Because in the past, I had to deal with wiring, and wiring up rooms is so unbelievably annoying for that reason. I honestly, I feel like that's actually a simple thing. I feel like that's something a construction person should know.
Yeah.
Disregarding it, because then you need to tear up the wall to then put the cables in there.
Exactly. The problem is that they were they were the builders and one of the investors. So half of them was thinking, hey, this is going to cost like so many millions of dollars, the project. And the other half of them, they knew they should probably run the cables properly, but they just probably were mad at how much money they're spending. The fact that they were both the construction company and the investor made it difficult. So it was clouding their judgment.
Not a great sign for any kind of company when an investor is saying something like this in order to save money.
When that's their field. Their field is construction, so you would think that they would. But yeah, but running cat cabling after drywall's installed across an entire large, like, it's kind of like a hotel building, is going to be expensive. Way more expensive than if the walls are not drywalled yet, and you can.
I do have a bit of a question. I don't know if you can't say, then it's fine. You can just let me know. I won't bother. I'm just curious. When it goes to your job, what kinds of models were you exactly? What would you do specifically?
Well, so my name is actually attached to my LinkedIn, my TURFTA name.
Mm-hmm.
So they're linked. So I'm actually applying artificial intelligence in the medical field. So one of my expertise is regulatory compliance in the United States with protected health information. And so what I actually do is I consult companies on how to apply AI in the mature aspects of it. So part of my job will be applying artificial intelligence in a way that the patients can actually get the benefit of it without having their data being like sold off and trained for the next model, right? And the other half is finding innovations that actually can bring the benefits of AI to people in healthcare. But luckily, the company I work for is very ethically minded. So they listen, they already are making sure that the patients and security are paramount. So I'm very happy to work with them.
Before I go on, I do have to say that it is always it's always so refreshing to hear this sort of thing, because AI to most people, when it comes to, especially when it comes to information, is just a synonym for privacy violations or like borderline illegal
Yeah.
business, and so it's always terrifying, especially when it comes to important fields like medicine when it gets introduced. So it's always such a relief to me whenever we're telling you about this, to always like have this refresher that you are right now in charge of this, at least in some, or at least people like you. It makes me, guys, I love capitalism. Yeah, but Haj, that's exactly what I'm saying right here. Is that, well, unfortunately, AI pretty often is not being used in the most ethical way. But in this case, that's why I like these refreshers, because then it reminds me that it can be used ethically, and ethical people can be in charge, and they can actually make smart decisions.
And you can still make a business model, because I have to justify my wage too. So I have to make sure that I'm producing value, both for the patients and for the business. And I I think that capitalism, at least supply and demand in that sense, whatever, I'm not going to get into healthcare. It allows enough wiggle room to still do the right thing. And I think that the companies that are trustworthy, especially those in security, well, you choose security companies or antivirus ones because you trust them. They have to be ethical. If they're not,
Well, yeah, that's the whole
they
point.
fall.
The thing is,
Like a VPN provider.
the thing is, it's not even. Okay, it's honestly a horrible argument, but like, it's not even a matter of humanity to be ethical. Even if you're just a sociopath going from a straight up business perspective, if you,
Yeah.
this still comes with a cost. That cost being reputation. Eventually, all of it will just come out, and then you will be ruined.
Yeah. So that's where, yeah, I'm very fortunate because the companies I'm going to be working with are already ethically minded, and like they have these core values that are just amazing. And I've met everyone, and they're very respectable. So like I'm excited to learn from everyone there. But yeah, I have a big job ahead of me, but hopefully I can be impactful and secure and be privacy minded. And I believe all those things are possible.
Okay, but now, so that is the general overview. But like more specific, in more specifics, that's what I'm curious of. So,
It's specifics.
well, I know in how many specifics you can
Sure.
get. That's why I started by saying that if you can't say or if you don't want to say, it's completely fine. I am just
So-
curious.
So I am the director of my own job. So I define what I do. Right? And so I'm actually yeah, I'm actually just applying a lot of my ideas. So mostly I just advise people on how to implement AI systems that exist that are mature and train them on to use it. And so that's a lot of boring stuff like back office, making pipelines for
I
AI
see.
implementation, agentic framework. A lot of that stuff is boring. The other exciting part that you're talking about is some inventions that I'm going to be making. And so that's the more exciting part. And I probably cannot talk anything about that.
That's
So-
understandable. That's understandable.
But
So you're basically like
that's
an
probably as far as I can go.
in-house expert. That's basically the job.
That's correct. So I'm tasked with leading a like Shark Tank group of people in healthcare and enabling them and equipping them to incubate projects that turn into companies based off of the inventions that we will design and incubate, while at the same time building out the AI infrastructure of existing businesses. So I have like 3 major roles, 2 parts of it. It's complicated. But it's essentially see me as the engineer for like a Shark Tank type paid think tank.
I do like that a lot.
Yeah.
It does make me hopeful.
I don't know how I get into these weird things.
To me, it's a very linear progression, honestly. To be fair, in the past, whenever you brought up one of your Tefta stories, right? To me, it
Yeah.
always seemed wild. Like, how did this even happen? Just Tefta just Forrest Gumping around, right? But being someone right now who has witnessed the story step by step, I do have to say that it's when you tell these stories, it seems very Forrest Gumpy and like very, very, very fate, right? There's a lot of fate going on. There's a lot of luck. But as being someone who has witnesses, I wouldn't just chalk it up to luck. It's honestly just a lot of work that you put into it finally paying off. It's to me, from the first time I looked into open muscle, this is what I saw, and this is just like natural consequence realization of what it was meant to be, or rather, like not what it was meant to be, only of what your expertise would be.
That's my dream. I always wanted to give a TED talk, so hopefully I'll make an invention that helps people enough to have a 17-minute TED talk.
I totally see
That's
us
my
all
goal.
could go for TED talk. Yeah, I would go. I would attend. I've never.
Hey, when you get 1 million subscribers, you got to come to America and make a documentary.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That is it. Yeah. I'm gonna do a whole like Kickstarter for a documentary. Just documenting the. Finally, the vlog promise open muscle video that never happened.
You made it. You made it the first day.
No. This shitty. Too shitty.
That's all I do at my channel, and I still can't make a good video.
That's not. You literally fucking designed the open muscle button. That's not all you do.
I know, but like making a video on it is not easy, and I don't know why it's not easy. It's just you have people. In order to make it interesting, you have to describe a lot of tedious things that just is an insane amount of 3D rendering, or I don't even know. Sometimes it's easier to do the thing than to describe how to do the thing.
I get what you mean. Actually, I'm falling into another problem as of late, which is that when I make all of these things, the distribution of work time, so the amount of time I spend designing and working, doing all of these things, like the correlation between work time and video time is so comically inconsistent. Because, for example, the speaker, right? It took me combined total of like 5 hours to wire it twice. 3 hours the first time, and then additional 2 hours the second time I was wiring it up. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of mental effort, banging my head against the wall, like checking the software, the hardware, all of these things. But now that I'm finished with it, I don't really have much to show for it. In the video, I will just be like, oh yeah, and here I wired the speaker. And there's nothing else I can say because there is genuinely nothing else interesting in that process. It's just connecting the speaker. And just like that, 5 years of my life. On the other hand, however, the second time when I was working on the speaker, one of my... Oh, what was it? I think my clock was connected incorrectly. Yeah. So I was getting a lot of garbage output. And as such, whenever I would play anything through the speaker, I was getting demonic screeching. Which, whilst, not gonna lie, very infuriating, was at very least mildly interesting. And so that I am gonna include in the video. And it's just so comical to me how I can spend hours and hours of my life working on something and then sit back and realize I have absolutely nothing for the video there. It's just a single sentence.
Yeah, I can share or at least empathize with you there.
Yeah, I'm
because a lot.
saying you can. Because you just.
I'll spend 12 hours on something, and I literally just redesigned and had to look up 15 million data sheets and order something that took 2 weeks, and then I solder it incorrectly, so I have to order another one. And then only thing I'm doing is getting the power button to work. It's like, hey, how to get a power button to work. Fail 100 times, spend a lot of money and frustration and weekends, and there you go. I mean, there's nothing really. Yeah, it's super inconsistent. Like bang for your buck, for video wise.
It is really comically inconsistent. The only thing I have.
There are some people that are like really good at the satire. like they explain how difficult something is and like make fun of themselves and all of the
Oh,
mistakes.
actually,
But
in,
I don't have that humor.
in this video, I don't even think that's about the humor. You know what I think it's about? Because, okay, I'll be brutally honest. I don't mean to sound like a basic bitch in this case, the classical stereotype, but I have been watching a fair bit lot of Wes Anderson recently.
Oh yeah, awesome.
And the thing
Awesome,
is, that has an effect on me. Just like, I feel like it's a universal thing. I don't know if Iron Man specifically is a universal thing in this case, but those kinds of movies, like Iron Man, have an effect on engineers where it just like activates
Oh, yeah.
them. It just something kicks in. You all of a sudden feel the engineering hormones just rushing to your head, and you gotta invent
Yeah.
something. You see a scene on the screen of someone like soldering or welding something, and you just gotta make something, get that itch.
Yeah.
And I've always had that with Iron
It's
Man.
real.
Yeah,
That is like real. Like you go out and buy soldering irons after watching that movie.
Yeah,
Like I literally
like-
did. That was so motivating of a movie, and that was pre a lot of my engineering stuff, and it probably actually might have been one of those domino flips, you know?
I had the same thing with. I'm basically hot wired where it's like Pavlov's dog. Whenever I hear Iron Man music, I just need to make something.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah.
dangerous thing because really often, if you don't have a good plan for what you're going to make, it can be actually very disappointing and can be actually counterintuitive because then you want to make something, you try it, and you fail instantly because you don't have a plan. So it's a very dangerous tool. But it does,
Yeah.
But basically, the point I was trying to make is that recently I've been watching a fair bit of Wes Anderson. And the thing is, those actually had the same effect on me, but this time for video making. And as
Oh,
such,
yeah.
I really did genuinely spend a lot of effort for the script of this video. And I think the secret is, when it comes to, the videos you mentioned, the ones that where people do with satire, right, and make them funny.
Yeah.
I think the secret there is that the process of making an object is completely independent, or the process of inventing something is completely independent of making a video about that invention. And
Yeah.
that like feels obvious on the surface, but people really don't appreciate just how independent it truly is, because
It's like two separate things.
completely separate. I
think you're right.
I could make a phenomenally interesting video about The Rock, and I could make a garbage video about, I don't know, building my own car. They are
Yeah.
only right now after making, or mainly I realized it during the first robot video, which I don't think is even public on YouTube anymore because I hate it so much. It was honestly awful. I realized that I genuinely couldn't just make something fun and then just have a free video. I had to put the work in on the object and put the work in on the video. And in this case,
Yeah.
that's why. But that's why I think that videos aren't quite as important for this. That's the takeaway I got. That's because right now I am usually for my previous videos I was approaching practical videos very differently from my theoretical ones. That is, when it comes to the theoretical ones, I was working the video, and I was working practical. It was more like a log of what I was doing.
Mhm.
But right now I'm approaching it differently, where in this case I am working effectively on two things at the same time: the video and the project. And in my head they are about as separate as they can be, despite being the same thing.
That's awesome. Like, I hope you figure out your little niche there, because the art of engineering and the art of video making might have some overlap, but they need to be like separate, like you're talking about. And you can only know that maybe if you've tried it.
I do have to say
Like-
that it's. I don't see, unfortunately, much overlap. They're very different, but that's a good thing. That's because
Well, like-
in me, I
like-
I have that inventing itch when I want to design something, and also I have that artistic itch when I want to express something.
Yeah.
And depending on what itch I get, I can just work. Right now, for example, I just felt like making something, so here I am. I didn't need to.
Well, I just mean like the technical aspect. So for like video making, you have to, file types, audio, there,
Oh, in
there's
this case,
some
it does
tech-
overlap. Yeah. So, for example,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
oh yeah.
where
Then in this case,
not the artistic, or because like the inspiration for an invention is different from me than the inspiration for video and video editing or scripting.
I do have to say that in that case it does overlap, and I can even give you an example with a sneak peek.
Yeah.
for one of the scenes, I want them to be more black and white. However, I don't want them to be black and white. That's because there are two different. I always feel so pretentious when I talk about video making process, and I absolutely hate that about myself. But basically, when you have a video in color, I'm oversimplifying here because you can have a lot of different types of videos in color. But just as a contrast for a black and white video, black and white means older, usually. That's usually the way it works. You could either pull it off as older, you could pull off black and white as more somber, you could pull off black and white as a recap, or you could do it inversely, so you can have something be happening right now, but the future time when the character is recapping the story could be in black and white to represent it as being more serious. So, sad characters recapping good time. For my scene, that won't work. What I need instead is I need a black and white scene with accented colors. If I had a full budget, what I would do is I would just, pay some random intern to just manually rotoscope all the objects I care about. But since I don't have that budget, what I need instead is ideally, the best compromise would be to just replace one of the colors with black and white. And my instinct was like, oh, that would be so painful, so annoying. And then I remembered, like a year ago or 2 years ago, I made a Python script which did the exact same thing, which could replace my green screen either with blue, or it could make it grey, or it could keep the green screen green and make everything else grey. And like, was so just incredible for me to realize I won't have to deal with any BS that any of my software will try to throw at me, and I can just use Python for it. How convenient.
And FFmpeg, right?
Yeah. I do believe there were some issues there, which is that... have you dealt with video in Python?
Only like stills for doing analyzation of UAP videos.
Oh, it's very annoying at times. It's basically not really well suited to working with video in my experience. Or at least, unless you're using some kind of more elaborate libraries, but of course.
No. I just have like batch scripting that I have on my computer that I run. I mostly use YouTube DLP, and then I convert it in Python and do some other stuff using a mix of PowerShell, batch scripting in Python.
I'm such an idiot. I just realized that I was doing it for Linux, so I should probably switch to Linux. But before I realized it, I downloaded Vosk, the Python.
Hey.
Yeah, and then I switched to WSL on Linux, and then the first thing jumped at me, I don't have Vosk, so I just installed Vosk twice on 2 different operating systems.
That's how you do it. It won't confuse you at all.
Yeah, well, even better, this worked previously, which means I do have some kind of virtual environment in Python with Vosk already installed. So I actually have at least 3 different Vosks on my machine.
That's funny. I just got, what program did I just get? I was working with the new pipeline from Microsoft for agentic framework. And I had to download LM Studio, which is interesting, which like allows you to host local large language models as kind of like API connections.
Wait, local?
Kind of a dumb. So if you want to use some...
So like a local server sort of thing?
Yeah, so essentially like you're compartmentalizing your computer to run different large language models as if you have like API keys to some paid service, but you're just running them on your local machine.
Oh, so if you're designing something for an actual service, but you're in development stage and you don't want to just actually spend, then you can just do it offline, and then once you're ready, then you can just deploy it, and then it will automatically just use the API.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
But it's kind of cool because there's some interesting frameworks for AI that are being developed, and now I'll actually get to kind of sink my teeth into them. So hopefully I can give you tips to make your mask even better.
I count on it, actually. Do you have this? You do have the scientist role, right? Yeah, I feel like you were one of the first people to have the scientist role. Yeah, you
Science.
do. You do have the scientist. Yes, science. The scientist.
I
That.
found the audio for that.
Oh, I could repeat the audio if you ever want to. I mean, science. So brilliant.
Oh my goodness! I got to drop in this blast from the past in the voice chat.
I mean, this is great. Hold on. Oh, the full video, yes! Oh, I thought it was the clip as the full video.
And then this was my favorite one that I did.
You know what's
this
funny
very
about
last
it? When I downloaded it, it actually downloaded as AI Make It 1, which means in my downloads folder, it's still there.
Yeah. That's awesome. So the last one though,
Oh,
because
that's
this is
from the
a
movie.
scene from
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what the movie. Nobody?
Nobody. Yep, you got
Oh,
it. That's what it's
jeez.
called.
I've never seen the movie even. I just I don't know how. I don't know how I know the title actually. Nobody knows.
Nobody. And then the Conan the Barbarian, but when I was trying to find that stupid D-Mast Make It. And then of course Kingdom.
Okay, is colorama important? What even is colorama? Oh,
Oh, is that my code?
hold on. Yeah, but play audio. That one I can delete. I'm guessing. Just get user
Yeah,
input.
probably.
I'm guessing this I can also delete. Let's see. Colorama.
I think some of these were to call
Yeah, there was some Pi games, so they were probably like to make it more usable.
yeah. Because I was trying to integrate like, web searching and things like that in my assistant. This is way before some of those tools came out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it all manually, so because of course I will. You know what I realized after the microphone? It sounds so good. I wasn't expecting it to sound that good. What I realized is that if I just plug in the camera to my Raspberry Pi, not difficult, because that one I don't need to do anything. I literally just have the camera that goes to the Raspberry Pi Zero. That's what they're made for. If I plug it in,
Yeah.
I can stream from my Raspberry Pi Zero.
Yep, you could.
I could stream from my mask. And I find that hilarious. Well, not yet. It would take me... At the pace I'm going, actually, I imagine it would take me like 5 days, maybe. I know it sounds a bit, well, foolhardy, let's just say, but I genuinely believe it could be 5.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
that's what's so cool about Linux boxes. I mean, little Linux machines. Those Raspberry Pis can do a lot.
It is incredible, because yeah, you're effectively just buying a computer, except a really small one.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable. I honestly don't know how you can deal with microcontrollers. I mean, I know why you're using them, because if you can achieve something with a microcontroller instead of a microcomputer, it's just objectively better. But I personally struggle so much with microcontrollers. It is so much easier when you just have a literal computer you can use with full operating system and everything.
Oh yeah, but like, I don't know. It reminds me of being younger and the more simplistic computers that I grew up with. And it's the same power as those computers. And those were in every office building at every, major corporation. And here we have a stamp-sized computer that can just do the same thing plugged into anything.
It's mind-boggling. The size of raspberries, it's really difficult to overestimate them. It really is difficult.
Yeah. Well, especially, did you see that they just quantized a large language model to 1 bit?
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
When you say to 1 bit,
Yeah. You heard me right. So the weights in the model are a single bit.
Okay, no. Okay, you see, for a second I thought, no. I heard you
no.
right. I didn't understand you because for a second
Yeah.
I thought you were talking
Yeah.
like the faster than light information protocol, where you just quantize the
Yeah.
entire model into one bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All the way.
It answers every question. It just says yes or no.
Yeah, that's the entire thing.
No, but like, so quantization of for whoever is listening, all two of us, like 16-bit, like models are just a giant matrix of weights, numbers between 0 and 1. And so they're usually like 32-bit. But if you're running it on a smaller device, you might want to quantize it to reduce it to a lower bit, which it means that it will run on, cheaper hardware, but you run at a cost that, there's probably going to be more hallucinations and anomalies, and they have to be tweaked. So usually like 8-bit models have been used quite frequently, pretty effectively, with minimal loss. But then Microsoft, or I think it was Microsoft, released a 1-bit quantized model. And I'm like, holy crap. So it's either a 0 or a 1. So it's a left or a right. So every node is essentially just 1 bit, which I didn't know that was possible. So I have to do some research on it.
Where do you go from there? If we don't have bit
0-bit.
0-bit, it's every single thing is just 1. I think that everything that happened in the last 10 minutes, you missed a lot in Adequate Dark, you missed a lot. Especially since... Oh, damn, it failed to create model. I got too excited.
Oh, they're ternary. It's a 1-bit ternary. So there's 3 values, not 2.
Wait, 3 values?
Yeah.
Now I'm confused.
I am too, yeah.
Because why ternary? Wait, isn't ternary 4 values?
3.
It's
Well, yeah, ternary is base 3.
well, that is just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, I know that this might be. I must be misunderstanding something, but throughout my entire life, there is one fact I've known for sure, and that is that computers love powers of 2.
Yeah. So I guess because the basic, okay, this is a very simplification, but a weight exists as if it's like a fork in the road, turn left or right kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's closer to 0, go to the left. It's closer to 1, go to the right. So it might make sense that they're using -1, 0, and 1. But I don't know why you might need, it might be like 2 bits. Yeah, so why would you quantize it to... That's probably it. It's probably 2-bit, but why would you even call it 1 bit? So the first bit is the polarity, or what's the word I'm looking for? Negative or positive, and then the second bit stores the information, 0 or 1.
Oh. No, wait. No, because that'll be 4 of them. Oh.
Yeah, it'd be 4, but the first bit is probably just either if it's negative or positive. So there's an extra value there, which seems like it's a waste of space. Why not just make it a 4-bit model? But there might be reasons in the math why you wouldn't want, a 2-bit model.
I'm struggling to, to me, 3 value, that would be left, right, forward. I just realized that without context, I sound insane with what I just said. It makes no sense.
The thing is, these models are so giant, and so it depends on the type of model and what the weights are doing, right, in the structure. So yeah, I'll have to. I'll do some investigative work. I just saw it today. I shouldn't talk about things that I don't know.
I mean, in this case, educated guess.
Yeah.
In my personal, it bothers me when people state their opinions as facts, but if someone states an educated guess as an educated guess, I'm fine with that.
Because they're like weighted decision trees, right? So essentially, these models are decision trees.
Still, 3 doesn't sit right with me. That is,
Yeah.
I
And every computer scientist in the world.
just every computer scientist was having a stroke. Why? 3
Are the different
vexes
bit-
me. Because, okay, the whole point of quantization, right? The whole point of quantization is that you're not trying to improve the model. You're not trying to improve the model in a vacuum. You're trying to improve the model for the sake of hardware, right?
Correct.
Which
yes.
goes completely against using ternaries.
Yeah.
Because the whole, like, usually if you're trying to improve something for the sake of hardware, you do stick to the powers of 2. More specifically, even, you stick to either 2 to 256 or 4096.
Yeah.
Are the different bit numbers just the different number of bits in each thing? I sound crazy, I know. Okay, so inadequate DAC. Here is the reason why this would be confusing. Single bit, single digit. That's effectively how I can read it. It's fine for this purposes. The reason why, like a brief oversimplification of computer science, the reason why computers really like 0 and 1 is because they're built in a way that their most basic components only recognize 0 or 1. Every single other value, or well, mostly value, we create from that is just a combination of zeros and ones. So for example, if you want to encode a number like 7, that would be, if I'm not mistaken, 111.
Yeah.
Yes. And so the whole point there is that the reason why, because this might feel a bit like magic, if most of the time it feels a bit like magic, but the reason why powers of 2 are so sacred to computer scientists is because if you can manage to get your code to go around powers of 2, really often hardware can optimize for itself. So for example, something that happens quite a lot, I would say, this would be like the simplest example, you could have 2 different methods for handling the same operation based on the size of the number. So let's just say that you have some kind of operation, right? So you have 2 numbers, A and B, and some kind of operation lambda between them. And you're writing code that's meant to calculate what this results to. Then what you can do is you can set it up in a way so that if either A or B, if these numbers are smaller than 16 bits of ones, so this kind of, or 8 bits for now, for the sake of simplicity, of ones, then it's calculating it with the first method. If they are greater, however, it's calculating with the second method. Where would that be useful? Do I have an example? I do have an example. That would be Python. Python does operations on small numbers with the typical intended CPU computing, and if I'm not mistaken, on big numbers, it does it by treating them like strings, which is really inefficient but doesn't have a limit, which is nice. Did you just post a video which explains the point I'm trying to make in more fashion?
It's the UTF-8 hack, which is a beautiful hack for how they added more characters to UTF encodings, and it's like the coolest hack in the world. So when I think of like optimizing and why computers like binary, I love this video. So I recommend everyone watch it.
Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna end my point real quick, and then I'm gonna ask. So
Oh, sorry, I did. I was trying to do that.
It's
silently.
fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. I just before I just lose my train of thought quite a lot, so I need to finish this there. Good. So the point is,
please.
inadequate DAC, no matter how you slice it, if I am not mistaken, a single operation inside our CPUs can at best take 64 bits. Unless I'm misremembering something. Which means that if you are trying to be as efficient as possible about your multiplication, you can only be as efficient up to numbers that are up to a number that's 2 to the 64th power large. Could go either ways, depends on the type of number, etc., etc. That doesn't mean that 2 to the power of 65 numbers are impossible to calculate. If you want an example, I can just do this. Print 2 to the power of 65. As you can see, they're not impossible to calculate, they are just slower. And that's why whenever you try to optimize for either speed, size, whatever, you always try to squeeze into the powers of 2. Because really often, by the sheer coincidence, hardware will just determine that the most efficient way to do it is with the more straightforward way, with hardware. and as such, you just get faster code. In this case, however, they've used a ternary bit, which means powers of 3,
Yeah.
which it's
A
not...
single power of 3. And I bet you it's 2 bits, with the first bit being, the sign, and the second one being the
29.
value.
That's like 1 higher than 8 possible states. That's so awful.
I know.
Don't large...
I don't know.
Oh, damn it. I don't want to miss the hack you were talking about, because I actually don't remember that hack, so I didn't want to ask what it was. But inadequate duck, just ask a phenomenal question.
Don't large numbers have floating point errors?
You see inadequate duck. Here's the thing. That's a phenomenal question. Let's imagine that we have a CPU that can only handle 8 bits, right? So I'm going to represent them with x's. And so each x here, that's how I usually represent them. 1 means 1, 0 means 0, x means it can be either one. So these x's are just 1s or 0s, right? These are our numbers. So it could be something like 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, right? Just a typical 8-bit long binary number. Now, this is our processor. And this is the numbers it can handle, the largest ones, our limit. If we want to store a number that's larger than this, then we need to lose some information. Why? Well, it's because we can't fit 9 digits into 8 digits. In order to fit 9 digits into 8 digits, we need to lose something. That feels kind of obvious. I don't feel like I need to explain it. We need to lose some information. However, if you have, let's say, a 32-bit number, so much larger than our possible 8, then what you can do is you can handle it in chunks. So you can take your 32-bit number and just imagine right here we have 32 of these x's, divide it into 4 different segments of 8 bits each, and then just handle them one by one separately. That is something you can do. So then the question may come, if that is something we can do, then why do we get floating point errors at all? Why can't we just approximate them perfectly? Well, the reason why is because this is 4 times slower. At best, 4 times slower. It can be actually much worse, depending on the operation you're doing. And so the reason why you see floating point errors is because really often the places that's a pattern you can notice. Whenever a floating point error happens, it happens on calculations that have to be quick. So for example, in games, really often, right, in games position has to be calculated in an instant, multiple, just dozens of times per second. So that's why eventually if you get to large enough positions, you get a floating point error. And for larger differences, does it take even longer? For what? For even large numbers? It is way slower. But with this kind of method, you really do not have a limit. So we know 2 to the 65 power be damned, 2 to the 128, right? I can just keep going. I can add a 0 right here, and we just... Okay, Python still calculated it borderline instantly, but that's just because it's really efficient. But eventually, by presenter, nope, it still calculated 12,000 power instantly.
Holy crap.
It is quick. It is marvelously quick. So let's do 5 to the 1000. Nope, that's multiplication, make it. Let's do, hold on, 10,000. Oh, okay. Can I just set int...
Do 4.
Digits. And then... They did release it in one of the newer Pythons, didn't they? Python, I don't like the sass. I don't like the sass here. I know that the Python is trying to be helpful with me right now, but it feels like it's a bit sassy. Like, name sys is not defined. Did you forget to import sys, maybe? Yeah, I did. I get it. No, this is quick. Wow. I was honestly expecting it to at least... How is this still instantaneous?
Yeah. What's funny, sometimes people are like, Python's slow. Like, well, if you're using it on a server for something.
Oh, there we go. Found limit. 5 to the power of 1 million is less than instantaneous. I do also mention that if you want speed, you should go for C, but most of the time you don't actually need the speed. There we go. This is 5 to
You know, this would probably give like mathematicians in the 1700s a stroke.
It
If they were to
certainly
just
would.
like if they would
By
see
the way,
this.
this is not the entire number. This is just like the end of the buffer of my terminal.
That is crazy.
Like to represent 10-bit integer with 8 bits, it would take 4 times longer than 9-bit integer. No. You cannot represent 9-bit integer with 8 bits. It's impossible. You just simply cannot. That's because you need to lose some information. So, okay, think about it this way. If you have a single bit, the reason why computer scientists especially like bits, because we could make different kinds of computers that don't actually require bits. We could make what they call analog computers, I do believe, is what they're called.
Sure. Yeah, they don't even need bits.
Yeah, they don't need bits, they use just values. We could make computers that don't need bits. However, the reason why bits are so convenient is because bits give you a specific number of possible states. Basically, 2 to the power of n, where n is the amount of bits, gives you the exact number of maximal possible states, so maximum information states that a value can have. So if you have 256 different images of puppies, and you want a unique way to identify each and every single one, you could do it with 250. You could do it with just 8 bits. So with 8 bits, you could describe each and every single one of them. If you have 257, however, you can't. Because you are missing a bit, you're missing the information. You cannot represent a 9-bit number with 8 bits because you would need to lose information.
Yeah.
However, if you have a 9-bit number, in this case there are 2 different concepts that I feel like I'm muddying together, and that's what's creating the confusion. You mentioned you can approximate large numbers with less bits. You're not approximating them. You're not really approximating them, you are just disregarding the part that you think is less relevant.
Yeah, like even when we say, 1.5 times 10 to the 25th, to how many bits would that take? But that symbol denotes that number to the accuracy. But I still only have like 1.5 as my, I don't know what you call that. That's the actual number itself. And then I'm alluding to its exponent. So it still represents the number perfectly, 1.5, but I can't represent that plus 1 very easily, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But you can just say plus 1, but again, you're limited in your resolution.
So you're basically just rounding it to the nearest n bits. Depends on what kind of system you're using. Alright, so basically, 2 ways of saving numbers. The 2 most common ones, which is integers and floating points. For integers, it's just counting up in binary, so simple as it could be. This one is in my video about the ways you can store numbers, I feel like I've done a banger job simply because I did the graphs for them. And I'm really pleased with the graphs. I really like the graphs of like each number you can represent to the amount of bits. But basically, with the integers, it does just go to a limit. So for 2 to the 8th power, so for 8 bits, you just have a maximum number you can represent, 255. And that is it. That's simple as it could be. For floating points, however, it gets tricky. Because as far as I'm aware, it is just like x to... Oh, actually, a times 2 to b? Or was it c to b? Oh yeah, and then this entire thing multiplied by c, where c is either just negative or positive. So that's the floating point number. And when it comes to these floating point numbers, the reason why it gets a bit tricky is because sometimes the differences are fairly inconsistent sometimes. There are a lot
You
of
had
different...
that cool diagram in Blender that you made.
Yeah, the one where the lines go like this, roughly. Where
That was awesome.
each next line gets more and more flat. And the reason why it gets more and more flat is because the power is becoming higher and higher, which means that it just skyrockets to infinity more and more. But if I am not mistaken, the distances per each and every single bit of an exponent get basically multiplied by 2. So up to a certain number, the differences are a 1, Then past that number, the differences are a 2. Past that number, they are a 4. Then they are an 8. So as you get to larger and larger numbers, the differences between the numbers you can represent are also becoming larger and larger. That's why this kind of representation number is so convenient. It's because you get a lot of numbers you can represent at smaller scales, but when it comes to really, really large numbers, I know 700,000 million, billion, trillion, gazillion, then you're losing accuracy. And the number I had to go for is really large, because if I remember, okay, IEE, no, I can't remember the number. Double floating point up to which perfect integers. This should be enough for it to understand what I mean.
10 to the 9,000.
10 to the 9,000 might be rough. That might be outside the scope. That probably... No, that definitely is outside the scope, yeah. Because the maximum is... The maximum you can actually calculate, because it would be like 2 to the power of something. You need to check how many bits there are. Right here there was a creating graphic. There we go. Exponent fraction. Oh, right, this was a fraction. Oh, so it's gonna be even smaller then. Because in that case, it would be just 1 times 2 to the 11th. If I am not mistaken. So just 2 to the 11th. I don't know why I felt the need to do the 1 times. Print 2 to the 11th. No. What did I mess up? Hold on. Oh, it's because it's E minus... It's 11 bits, make it, you bloody idiot. Not 11, the number. There we go. This would be the... Unless I messed up my maths, this right here would be the largest number you can represent. Theoretical maximum.
Well, can you convert that to a string and count the characters?
I don't believe so.
Because then we could see how many...
Lens string. Unless I missed that. 617.
Okay.
Actually, I love Python for this reason.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, oh, how do I get... For example, on Linux, I never got the grep and such. No, all of the like convenience tools that you have for adding to files and doing this stuff. For some reason, in Python, it just hits. Well, probably it's because of the programming language.
So what's funny is that you're talking about this. It does have to do with the UTF-8 because they used to have 7-bit representations for characters. And then when the internet came about, we started using different languages and we had to add more characters. And so it was the wild west of encoding mechanisms. So we knew we needed to add another bit, so UTF-8 as opposed to 7. And we didn't want to do like UTF-32, which was, 4 bytes worth of information. So the hack was they have like a header on the characters to make it backwards compatible. And the fact that UTF-8 is backwards compatible to other coding schemes is insane. And this video is worth the watch.
UTF-8 is brilliant. Or UTF in general is brilliant. Because if I'm not mistaken... Well, I know it's such a small part of it, but it just really pleases me. You only have UTF-32. The first 8 bits of UTF-32 are just UTF-8, if I remember correctly. Which I think it's so it's such a simple example of how to do standards well. The most difficult bit, I mean, not the most difficult bit, but I would say
bit.
Pun intended, very much. That's because when I was dealing with bits and bytes and such in C, there is one thing that's like a sign of a good standard, which is that if you can, in the most efficient way possible, allocate the bits in a packet. The packet obviously has to be 2 to the nth power of size, right? Because we're trying to go for efficiency. If you can allocate the bits in a way so that their location is meaningful, then you get so many extra bonus points for style from every single programmer on the planet. So for example, if I'm not mistaken, in chess, I think a long time ago when I was doing it, the first bit denoted if a piece was white or black. The second denoted if it was a pawn or not. The third one denoted... wait, did I get that right? Was it pawn or not?
That makes sense because it splits it into two again. It's because you're
No, I don't think
possibility.
it was pawn or not. I already forgot. I'm certain of the white or black, but I'm pretty certain this was with positions as well. Not quite as efficient positions as it could be, but what's the difference between n-bit games? N-bit games? N-bit games, if I'm not mistaken, they refer to the CPU they will be running on. So here's the thing. CPUs, currently we're working with 64-bit CPUs. It's comical because we haven't had an upgrade in a really long time to more bits. Something that always weirded me out. Because it feels like just adding more bits to a CPU would just improve things, but apparently it doesn't if no one's done it. But basically, the difference between n-bit games is mainly the difference between the bits and hardware. The whole, 8-bit game, that's just for the most basic kind. And so you can think about it... we're getting into a bit more complicated of a territory, because explaining why a 64-bit processor is better than a 32-bit is actually more difficult than it seems. There is the simple answer, it can handle larger numbers, but that's like the most insignificant part. You get a lot more operations, for example. You get a lot more utility out of each register, because the registers are divided differently. Basically, think about it as...
well, and the architecture for CPUs has gone more simplistic, because I think they found that you can actually optimize things better if you have a smaller instruction set for CPUs, as opposed to more complex.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. So that maybe is part of the reason why, Risk is becoming so popular, Risk-V, and
that could be it. I'm just weird that there isn't like 256 bits. It feels like something that would happen.
What I'm weirded out is that all encryption is currently broken, and we're all just pretending like it exists.
What else are we gonna do? Acknowledging that it isn't is a quite crushing reality.
Yeah, but literally, that supercomputer, that the quantum computer, solved that problem in 5 minutes. That I think it would, if you turned all of the atoms in the universe into a computer and ran it, it still couldn't run the program before the heat death of the universe.
Well, I mean, clearly you could,
Well, that's the thing, right? Well, I need to pull that.
Hi, the cutscene, by the way. How you doing?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
That's good. Good to hear. Really good.
Just woke up.
Oh, by the way, Tefta, hold on. In the meantime, as you're putting it up, if I get failed to create a model, do I need to reference a specific file from the folder? Do I need to give it a folder, or do I need to give it the zip? The three options.
Failed to create a model.
Because I'm guessing that right here, the model path, right? It's just...
Yeah, because it was up one.
Oh, you're... Carry on! Don't mind me.
Okay. It's before.
Yep, I know, it's fine, I'm doing well, I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. Thank God no one saw that.
I have a weird file structure.
That makes sense. Listen, trust me, it's fine. It's just that the fact that I was looking at it and haven't seen it, I'm good. That's okay, whatever.
Don't go insane yet. Chill for a moment.
Invalid input device. Oh, Katsi, I might just become insane because this is the most upsetting kind of problem.
I think after I here to help you with these problems, you have to fucking,
but this is a rough problem because this is not exactly the kind of problem Tefta could help me with. I mean, Tefta could help me. It's because, you see, this is the most wretched and awful kind of issue, because it is the issue of it works on my machine and on mine it doesn't. So basically, if I made the MKT multi-app engine, right? My code is on GitHub. It works
Yeah.
when I run it. However, if you, Katsi, were to go and download it, it probably wouldn't work. I'm willing to give you like $20. It wouldn't work. And I have no idea why, even though I made the damn thing. And that's because like there are so many things that just you need a very specific environment to run most programs. And finding out what is wrong with your environment, it's a coin flip. It's either really easy or takes 3 hours. In this case, this no default output device. Okay, it doesn't have to be terrible because it could be just. Okay.
Think a bunch of shit for it, and I probably don't. I don't have the shit. Okay.
Well, it appears that there is invalid input device, so it appears that it couldn't get the microphone. That's what happened.
Yeah, or output, no default output device.
That's weird. Invalid input device, no default output device. That it's not great.
Wait, what is the program for?
Oh, it's speech to text. So me talking, and as I'm talking, then text appears of everything that I'm saying. It'll be for the mask for the activation. So I can say, "Fix it, kill this guy," and then the rockets launch. And you get my. Recognizer. That's a brilliant name. That sounds like something I would. Damn it! I'm so pissed I didn't call anything Recognizer up to this point.
Recognizer. It sounds too normal for you.
No, it sounds exactly like if I have something that needs to recognize, I would call it the Recognizer. Oh, I'm pissed because now if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna be just a copycat. All right.
What was the ones that you had were pretty cool? Like, was it P sins or something?
Oh yeah, it was the Penergy, the Kenergy,
Yeah.
the
That
Porbitus Sorbitus.
orbital. Yes.
There was also
that's ingenious. I wish I came up with that.
there was Sphindex, so index of the sphere, Sphindex,
Oh,
and
yeah.
old banger of mine, which is a function for adding a comment onto the website. So if someone wants to add a comment, they would just comment. They would comment the comment, so the comment was the name of the function. There's a lot of brilliant ones, but hold on, what is in this case?
So apparently, it's the Willow AI chip by Google that has 105 qubits, but apparently AI is saying that it's not able to break RSA encryption just because it's not there quite yet.
Thank goodness. Because at that point, if it breaks encryption, what are we meant? Like, acknowledge reality is all that's left to do. There's nothing else.
But I think if they're able to do 105 qubits in public, they probably have nation state customers, that might have other products.
That is
The
not
fact
a...
that this tech exists this close is you might as well assume that nation states already have something similar.
But I mean, that's not great. Encryption is not like a nice thing to have. It's very much a necessity for the internet to work.
Yeah. That's why what's really cool is about asymmetric quantum encryption. That stuff is crazy. Like you could literally have a they were talking about methods of implementing it, like literally a piece of paper on a keychain that has like perforations on it, like some kind of holes drilled in, and you kind of shine a light on it, and that's what would break the encryption. So decrypt it. But if you try to capture the data in transit, it would actually modify it. So like quantum encryption is crazy awesome, and we need to get to it fast.
We better.
But also, I don't know if you know this, but in the United States, it's illegal to like sell an encryption mechanism to any company outside the United States. So if I developed my own encryption, whether it be quantum or normal, it literally could be like espionage. I could be killed if I were to share it with a company overseas. It's kind of weird.
Fun fact about America.
So better not do that.
I mean, there has to be some kind of trade agreements that would, Tefta, have you developed some kind of encryption?
I definitely wouldn't say it on a live stream.
Yeah, I mean, sure, like...
You know what's crazy though is that I was
Make it?
Yep.
What's the linked code? Because I wanna see if I can run it. If it runs with my dog shit fucking...
No, you don't...
like,
Okay,
mic
you,
on my
Katsi, you
headphones,
don't
I'm the funniest shit
understand.
ever.
Okay, so you know how you're used to, when you want to download something, you just go to a website, download the installer, and then just double-click it.
You don't have the installer.
Oh,
do you?
that's so much worse. I don't even have it compiled.
Oh.
Like, the code is there.
Okay.
I remember the last time when I was trying to... Hold on, we'll play.
So I need to get the compiler from somewhere.
Oh,
Okay.
compiler is the smallest pickle. If I'm not mistaken, last time I was trying to get it, it took me, I think, hour and a half to actually compile it.
Oh.
Actually, let me see. Is there a build in there? There is! Oh, but that's just main. I'm pretty certain that's just for Linux. It's not.
Oh, it's for let. Oh my fucking.
Because
Okay.
I think my compiler compiles for Windows. If I let's see.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I have a fucking Linux anywhere near in this PC, so you know what? It's fair.
You could have Linux on Windows, by the way, if you wanted to. I don't think you'd ever use
Do I
it.
have
But
do I have a VM on this fucking thing?
you don't need to. Windows has an official
I
WSL.
have a VM. Oh, you know, maybe I could have a Linux. Okay, you know.
But Windows has a WSL. And it's official. So, for example, okay. So, are you watching the stream right now?
No, hold
No,
on.
just for a second. I'm just trying to show one thing.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Let me know when you can see my
4 hours
terminal.
later.
All right, can you see my terminal?
No, I'm watching. Yeah.
Yeah. So all I need to do is just this, and there we go. I'm on Linux.
Okay.
And then if I want to turn off Linux, I can just do this. And now I'm off Linux.
Okay.
It's not bad. And it's an official. Now I'm not trying to sell you on it, by the way. All I'm saying is that Linux is not that.
So if I do that, it wouldn't delete my system32 noted.
No. You know what's funny? Linux wouldn't delete your Windows. Windows would very much delete your Linux. I did mention that story a while back ago about a friend of mine who tried to have a dual system boot. So basically, when you start your PC, you can select if you want to boot Linux or Windows, two separate operating systems on the same computer. And their main issue was that Windows kept overwriting the bootloader for Linux. Bootloader being like the thing, booting up machine. The verb. Boot up something.
Yeah, the fun little brown screen.
Yeah, bootloader is just the thing that starts the operating system. And Windows kept overwriting the one for Linux.
Yeah.
I don't remember how they fixed it, but they are smart. They fixed it somehow. Now, question is, what is your problem with my microphone? Stream.
So make it. I can't say it on stream, but I will tell you off stream to answer your question that you asked me.
That's not.
Because reasons.
That's just.
Oh my god.
That's just brilliant.
That is just
Now
great.
that's a conversation.
Yeah, but it's actually I don't know. It does bother me a bit. But anyways, after stream. I didn't have Windows installed or Linux installed on my Windows machine.
It's convenient. I use it. Well, I used it mostly for coding in C for both systems. It was just really easy because then I could just have one terminal with Windows, the other terminal with Linux, and then I could just do builds on each one of them, see what breaks. Let's see if it works this time. I deleted a random piece of code. Oh wow, it didn't. It got even worse. Okay. So, if I can read, it's an if. I took like half a sip of coffee and I'm feeling already great and pumped. This must be placebo. I genuinely think I'm a coffee placebo addict more than coffee itself. Also, I am finally not drinking the toxic sludge that I've been drinking for the past 6 months, so you cats, you'll be happy.
Oh,
Yeah.
you bought a good coffee that isn't fucking poisoning you with lead.
Yeah, I finally bought the good coffee. It was funny because
None of your energy you get your daily supply anyway from Soldier, but
you know, it's honestly incredible how there's like coffee bags, like vanilla coffee, the one that dissolves, and each one of them had 14 servings and it was less than $1. So I'm not saying they're bad, but I am gonna say that that's a bit too cheap of a price, suspiciously cheap. And at the same time, I have been drinking it for over half a year, non-stop, almost every
God.
day, multiple times. So it's good to give some variety to, your biosystem and such.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing. Oh, hold on, because I was actually watching it before the stream, and and whenever I remind it, it's just I love being on the opposite side of a discussion. I have been called a communist and a capitalist by different people on different occasions, both times as an insult. Simply because I love being. I just feel like it's like an inherent thing I have where I absolutely hate biases, and I absolutely love confronting people about their biases because most of the time they just want to hear themselves talk. And it's a genuine need I've developed where like I always, whenever I learn any piece of news, I need to present it to the side that's on the opposite, to the opposite side. I always need to present it to someone who wouldn't in some way like agree with it. I just have that need. You're obviously a damn commie. That's actually honestly a great tool for seeing if someone is more on the capitalist side or the communist side. If they genuinely call me communist, that means they are more pro-capitalism. If they genuinely call me capitalist,
I wonder where I am.
what the vibes do I give off? Communist, capitalist?
Socialist.
Let's see, there we go. Steph is more on the capitalist side.
I mean, yeah, I feel very socialist. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is a capitalist thing though. Like, I have no idea, honestly. What the fuck would that be?
If you have no idea, that means you're probably more centrist. It's honestly a great tool. But oh yeah, before the live stream, I was watching this was a new video to
Like, what does a capitalist do? Do you fucking love corporations? Like, I don't think so.
So capitalists are, they think that the market of supply and demand with limited rules allows for valuable products to be created naturally without an insane amount of
it's
regulation.
It's a
into
spectrum
natural-
of
Well,
it's a spectrum of basically.
but if you do that, just everything fucking defaults to there's gonna be one monopoly controlling everything, and then they're gonna just rock up prices and we're gonna be fucked.
Yeah, but Katsi, the whole point is that it's a spectrum. So you can, if I had obviously the spectrum of any social issue is always shifting depending on what society thinks. So if everyone all of a sudden became a lot more economically left-leaning, then the center would shift. But I would say that right now at the moment, you have a spectrum of one side being anarcho-capitalism, which basically means no government at all, completely extreme. The other side would be complete communism, which means there is nothing private, there's no private property, or there's only public property. And center would be something like there is private property, there is public property, there are companies that can do a lot of things without needing the approval from the government, but at the same time they are regulated. That's like the status quo. And then basically, if you think that the status quo is okay, you're a centrist. If you think that there are too many regulations, you're more on the side of capitalism. If you think there are too few, you're more on the side of communism. And depending on how strongly you feel about this, you just go either way crazy.
So I feel like if you don't have regulations, everything just tends to, somebody trying to grab all the fucking power. Someone's gonna go for it and fucking nab it, you know?
Well, that's the issue there. The issue is that it's
The power has to belong to someone.
I see an issue with your scale, because on the right you have communism, which is there's gonna be authoritarianism, and someone's gonna grab all the power. On the left,
Not the
It's
horseshoe
fucking-
theory, no!
on the left guys are also gonna grab all the power. It's just not gonna be the government. It's gonna be the fucking individuals, people,
Yeah, the J
like
ratio.
CEOs and shit. So
Okay, but what you're proposing right
they
now,
all
okay,
lead to the same bad effect.
yes, but what you are right now proposing is just anti-extremism. It doesn't really deal with communism and capitalism. It's just basically saying that extremism is not a great philosophy. So basically saying that status quo
Yeah.
is better than the potential danger of the extreme. Which, like, yeah, fine. You don't have to declare yourself a capitalist or a communist in
This
any
is
way,
just
shape,
like
or
the
form.
best version of centrism. What
You
I'm
can
saying.
you can very much be reasonable without assigning your entire personality to some kind of political ideology, and I would even say that it would be preferred and more scientific.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that it's very telling when someone calls me as an insult, genuinely and honestly, a communist or a capitalist, because that to me shows that they are emotionally invested into an ideology, which I'm wary of. But the thing is,
Also interesting that you think if you're strongly for one side or the other, the fact that you think that you understand the system in its complexity enough to make that determination, I find interesting.
yeah, two things. First of all, back to what Utefta said, which is that like capitalists believe that free market can create better products. I don't exactly agree with that, but for a very different reason, which is that I feel like everyone knows that as a fact. People on the side of communism don't say that capitalism doesn't work great for making efficient and good products. It's just that their argument is more like those products aren't worth the cost. So you're going to have a society which creates efficient and good products because of competition, but at the same time the cost is that there's a prisoner's dilemma and everyone is basically screwing each other over simply for the sake of their own benefit. That is more the argument. They kind of recognize the reality that competition is good, but the argument is that competition leads to a prisoner's dilemma that destroys everything.
And what do they have to offer against it?
What do you mean?
Jack shit.
But no,
Well,
okay. But the
what's
second
their
thing,
answer to
I was gonna say is that societies are an incredibly complex system, and the issue there is that we haven't really. First of all, it's borderline impossible to create any real experiment for this to actually test any
Yeah,
theory.
people will always try to have a deal that benefits one side. Making fucking deals that are all fucking perfectly even is incredibly difficult.
I would personally say that going for far extremism, going for change is fine. Going for extremism is silly because extreme ideas haven't really been tested. That's kind of by definition they haven't been tested. That's why they're extreme. And it's really difficult to foresee how extreme changes on a system that's this complex will result, what they will do. There's only a case of imperfect markets make it. Okay, you need to specify an adequate answer. That might be on my part. You need to specify which part you're referring to of my, because I just started another point and it's just a bit of a delay on YouTube. But my point is that just retelling you that I like being on the contrary, because I find that really often people's beliefs become calcified over time, and they just it's like a sunk cost thing where they've been arguing for it for a long time.
Imperfect market sounds like a thing when you say, "Oh no, there's no really communist country." They all like fight because they're like flaws and shit. If I made one, it sounds like that type of fucking argument. So I need to hear a proper thing about it.
Game theory and the prisoner's dilemma. Well, no,
It
prisoner's...
is complex, and sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna give an example to prisoner's dilemma, maybe to set the point better. It gets really depressing when I talk about something, but climate change, for example. For each and every single company, on the individual scale, it is better to not be ecologically friendly in the immediate term, simply because being ecologically friendly is more difficult. It brings on additional cost. At best, it doesn't change any of the operations. At worst, it is really difficult. And so for each individual company or person, it's better to not be ecologically friendly. However, on the global scale, it's better if we're all if we all are ecologically friendly. So this would be a classic example of prisoner's dilemma in this case. Now, there are certain like self-correction mechanisms in a society. So there is actually a solution to prisoner's dilemma, and that is just the way society operates, which is if it's sacrifice effectively. If some kind of company or some kind of individual specifically sacrifices themselves to be more ecologically friendly, everyone else will respect them for it because they're sacrificing themselves for the sake of others. So this is like a societal solution to the prisoner's dilemma. So it's not completely doomed, but still there are some cases where it's, let's just say, less than desirable.
Oh, your camera died. I mean, camera, you know.
Oh, the thing. Yeah, it does
yeah.
that sometimes. Recently they changed how it works and just...
Yeah, it is quite complex, and I mean, they're all on the spectrum. So I think that's where it's like, because I work in a regulatory field, and like
Yeah,
I used to, no, but they were second only in regulatory in the regs to nuclear facilities, the industry that I worked in. And so it's the second most heavily regulated industry, at least in the United States. And those regulations exist for a reason, so I understand them, but there are mechanisms to try to change those regulations. And you know what I mean? But governments are always like 10 to 20 years behind in technology, like when it comes to regulations. So I think I appreciate governments, I appreciate markets. I'm not smart enough to understand the whole system, but if I don't like something, at least I have the ability to cause a stink and try to get some change made, even if it's just a small change. So the fact that I'm able to do that, I'm satisfied. That's about as far as I can go in this whole debate.
Well, there's also other thing. Okay, maybe I'm just focusing on the wrong thing of the climate change example. If a company can trick you into thinking that they care about climate change, that's usually a lot cheaper for them than actually caring about climate change.
Misalignment. That is correct.
Like all the fucking, oh, we're so ecological. We plant trees in Amazonia. Totally, definitely. Don't look into it.
Yeah, but then shenanigans begat shenanigans. So basically,
it's like BP saying that we care about penguins because we clean them
with oil. So basically, but that's the whole point of like. I would say it's the whole point of like a self-correction mechanisms in society, which is that, think about it this way: you have corporations, right? Corporations that cause a big stink to the environment, they ruin the environment. Then what you get is a bunch of activists from that. Why? Like, let's think about like sociopaths for a second. Okay, just no emotion, no nothing, no people being kind and nice, just sociopaths. Worst case scenario. You have a bunch of these companies that ruin the environment. Then what you get is the activists that rise up simply because they're fighting for a good cause. And then because of that, they will get a lot of respect for fighting a good cause. All of a sudden, these companies are tanking in value. Why? Because they're on the wrong side of history. What do? Well, fixing climate change is rough. What's cheaper is creating a perception of fixing up climate change. So, greenwashing, all of that stuff. But then, shenanigans began shenanigans, because then all of a sudden what becomes extremely valuable is people who get to see through the misleading companies, right? So all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of people who actually study these claims in depth, and then they present their own findings based on that. So for example, Climate Town, if I'm not mistaken, their entire point is that they make like videos about climate change, and really often they look into the claims that these companies make and then compare them with reality. So look at the fine print with like FedEx, if I'm not mistaken, announcing, the big headline that they are like reducing change in emission by 60%, which sounds like a lot, but then when they looked into it, it turns out that I'm making up the number because I don't remember the exact number, but it was something like, instead of reducing their impact, they were only reducing the change in their impact. And a big reason for that was apparently that the trucks they were getting were just straight up more efficient because of technology. So they didn't actually do anything, but they took the credit for just technology improving in general. And so you always get those like self-correction mechanisms in society where...
or like the Ford trucks. Like all the modern trucks now are like super giant because they calculate the emissions based off of like the cubic space they take up. So they just make the trucks like obnoxiously large to fit the number.
Yeah.
And so like that's why you get these stupid large trucks, and it's only because technically it meets the emission standards. So their marketing can say
Yeah,
we
so
meet all.
that's exactly why trucks or cars were getting bigger as well, is because you get to just if you don't classify a small truck only as a truck, then your emission standards are all of a sudden different. And because bigger trucks just produce more pollution. And that's just a classic example of like a misalignment in regulation and such.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, how fun of a topic it is! How quickly economics. Well, this is not even economics. It's more like just.
I don't really expect people who buy big trucks for low emissions.
Yeah, but no. But the whole point is like there you want to avoid regulation. Oh, damn it! Why am I not? Might make it. In my personal humble opinion, I think that the issue with regulation is the classic issue of politics, which is that in order for politics to work, for democracy to work, I've already mentioned it multiple times as well, but like, in order for democracy to work, you need a really large group of people to be invested in it. So
Yeah.
that's how you get like, I don't know, 60% of people have to be invested in the democracy in order for it to function. But at the same time, politics is boring. It is unbelievably boring. It is unbearably boring. So no one actually... Yeah, not even... No, I'm talking like pure politics. It is just boring. It's people talking about, what should be the bracket for when a food is no longer considered a juice and starts to being considered a syrup, right? It's like very boring kinds of questions of definitions in law and such. So then no one wants to be interested. But at the same time, there's a lot to be gained by being a politician. So there's a lot of incentive to be voted in. But in order to be voted in, you need people to vote for you, which means you need to make it interesting for them. And it's really difficult to make politics interesting with politics. So you need to make politics interesting without politics. And that usually means just doing everything but politics and just talking about random bullshit. And just appealing to people's emotions more than reason, such and such and such.
Yeah.
There is a problem too with experts. Like I've been trying to research Kuhnian revolutions, Kuhmn. He talks about how like paradigm shifts in science happen for one death at a time. And it's like you have experts that have kind of the investment fallacy bias on them. And he just kind of describes what happens in the scientific revolution. Then you have these heretics. The heretics point flaws, and then real scientists usually sometimes, get clued in on what the heretic is doing. And as the people die that are the former experts, it might come to light that some of these things that are foundational to whatever the issue is or, the discipline is, you kind of just have this quick paradigm shift because all these anomalies pop up and then it quickly shifts over. But it usually takes the death of experts. So experts can also be a two-edged sword. They can hinder progress as much as they can make progress.
But I do have to say, this argument always bothers me. And it bothers me for one simple reason. Because, like, it's correct, but... it's information versus interpretation. So difference between what people mean, what people say and mean versus what people hear. In this case, what you are saying is absolutely fine and correct, in my personal opinion. However, I'm always worried about the effect it will have on people. Because I think that it's a very tricky balance. Because on one side, you don't want people to trust the experts. I genuinely believe you don't want people to trust the experts because it's science. You're not meant to trust a person, you're meant to trust the argument they're proposing. But on the other hand, at the same time, no one has the time to be an expert in everything. So at some point you need to trust someone. If you go to the doctors and the doctor is telling you that you need to take some kind of pill, you need to trust the doctor because you simply don't have time in your life to get a medical degree to research if that pill is good for you or not. But on the other hand, this does mean that you actually need to trust them. So how do you trust them without just becoming overbearing and such and such and such? And in this
just an example, in the
experts have this thing called-
1915s, I could go to a doctor and they're like, here, smoke these cigarettes and take this radiation and make sure all of your water has radiation in it. And I might, drain half of your blood too at this point. Like, seriously, the doctors of those time, from what we know now, could kill you. So if you're interested in truth, you should be looking at heretics.
But here's my issue. Here's my
right?
issue with that, actually, Tefta. This argument reminds me of... I've been rewatching Always Sunny in Philadelphia recently. It's just... I like the show a lot.
Sorry to cut you off, Katsy, too. I apologize.
Oh, wait, Katsy, do you have something to say?
Well, I mean, the experts have this thing called reputation.
Yeah, that's
There's
exactly
one fucking clown. There's gonna be how about the experts,
That is actually a fair point. There is once again self-balancing mechanism, which is experts do have reputation, which means if it eventually compounds on the expert that they're wrong, they argue for a lost cause, then eventually their reputation will drown. They will no longer be recognized as the expert. Medical degrees can be stripped and such and such and such. Your argument, Tefta, the problem I have with it is it reminds me of a scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where we have Mac. Mac is a character that's like a stereotypical, extremely conservative kind of person. Basically, I don't know if you're familiar with the show. I mean, I'm saying you're familiar with the show, but I don't know if you've seen it. Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I haven't seen it. I've seen clips.
So basically, the basic premise in Always Sunny in Philadelphia is that you have 5 people and they run a bar. And even though they are the main characters, you're meant to hate them as the audience. So, I really love it because normally in movies you have the protagonist and the antagonist. And the protagonist represents good, antagonist represents bad. In Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you have 5 protagonists. Each of them are horrible people. And the whole point is that it's meant to be this satire, just showing off how terrible people can behave, but from their own perspective. So we have Dennis, who's extremely vain and think they have a god complex. I relate a lot. You have Dee, who's like really mean, basically, I'm putting it nicely, but she thinks of herself as an amazing person. Charlie, who's just a bit of an idiot. Frank, who is a sociopath who only cares about money. They're all sociopaths. And then you have Mac. Mac is the part that is important for the scene is that Mac is an extremely conservative person who has a deep mistrust of science and also is using religion. Like, it was very religious, but is using religion to hate, effectively. I'm oversimplifying his character, but that's the basic idea. And there is this one scene where he is trying to convince all the other people in this gang that evolution isn't real. And basically his opening argument is that, like, okay, let's take a look at some scientists of the past. And then he brings up, like, I don't remember who it was exactly, but like Archimedes, Einstein, and so and so and so on, right? And every single time he's like, oh yeah, Archimedes, an amazing scientist, come up with this, but also thought that the earth was flat, bitch, which makes him a bitch. And the whole point is that each time he like brings up a scientist and says that society wants you to believe that they are smart, but in reality they believed in something really dumb. And my issue
I don't think he thought that.
I don't know. I brought up Archimedes randomly. I don't remember what.
Alright.
What? Hold on.
I don't know what the argument was.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm. Hold on. Mac, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mac's argument.
Well, I'm pretty sure ancient Greeks were out. One of the few people who knew the Earth was fucking round.
I don't know what it was. Oh yeah, I found the clip right here exactly. But like, the point is he's doing like a presentation. Evolution versus God Almighty. Hold on, I'm gonna give you all a stream on Discord so that you can just get them more real time. Okay. But the whole point here, this is by the way a huge lead up to the point I'm trying to make, and I'm fully aware. But trust me, it's gonna be worth it. The point is, he's trying to like convince the rest. Evolution versus God Almighty. And in there, he's bringing up a graph. Aristotle believed that Earth was the center of the universe. Right? And that makes him a bitch. And Galileo. And he like keeps bringing up the scientists. And my issue with that argument, Tefta, is that whenever you pose that argument, this scene is what it reminds me of. Because... And I don't think it's your fault. I think it's a problem of society in general, where people think of science as just trying to be correct, which is not not the case. Who was
No,
it that...
it's just that I know scientists, right? And I've met people that are in it. And it's there is a lot of ego. So I am not someone that cares about the average consensus on a thing.
I know, but my
I
issue in this
by my
case...
core want to know the truth. So I'm looking for the truth. And I'm not looking for what most scientists think. I'm looking for the questions that science doesn't have the answer to.
I know, but in this case, you mentioned specifically how if you're looking for truth, you should look at heretics. I do believe that's what you said.
But of course it's a little bit of an extreme
and
point.
In this case, but in this case, it is very important to for me to realize that when it comes to on average, there is much more to be gained by being a heretic than by being for the status quo. The simple reason why is this is the same reason why like studies that recheck things aren't funded quite as well. There is no benefit in stating the obvious or stating something that we believe to be the obvious. There is a lot of benefit in questioning it, however. And so there are a lot of people who make their entire careers just by being, anti the status quo and anti the things that we believe right now. And I'm not saying that they're wrong. All I'm saying is that a lot of them don't care about if they're right or wrong. They just care about the fact that it gives them a lot of fame and money. And
yeah, and the same can be said. There's people that have careers just making fun of heretics as well. Like,
and I hate them as well.
The status quo is all that's true, and you're such a simpleton for believing this.
Professor Dave absolutely pisses me off, and I have to be honest, I haven't seen a single video that Milo made in quite a while because he just keeps making debunking videos, and I can't stand them anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna hide the last video too.
Simple people can do that, right? It's not difficult. It's like a crowd of people making fun of someone because they look different, and then you make fun of them, the whole crowd is gonna laugh. You know how easy it is to make fun of something that somebody else is making fun of? It's very, very easy.
Exactly.
The bar is very low. Now, how hard would it be to somehow make fun of the whole group and get them to laugh at themselves? That's insanely difficult. And I think that, that's kind of my view, but I don't care about fame in that sense. I just want the truth.
I know that you don't.
If I were to build an algorithm for truth, I wouldn't say just look at the heretics. I would say look at the paradigm, look at kind of all of the pieces, and the heretic's viewpoint is going to probably tell you a lot of information about the actual truth, or what we'll believe is the actual truth in 100 years.
Yeah, but bring me back to the very beginning.
Apply this algorithms to 1910, this is where I get my theory. If I drop myself into 1910, I don't know about this future. If I applied this algorithm, could I see a pattern to maybe guess it? So that's the mental exercise I do. I try to place myself historically, which is impossible to do, but it's the only type of mental test I can do to try to come up with this algorithm to find the truth.
And I know, but to go back to the thing I said on the very beginning, my issue with your argument isn't the argument itself, because with it I agree. As I mentioned, you shouldn't trust the scientist, you should trust the science. My issue, however, is with the fact that you need to realize what effect that argument is having on people who listen to you, which is that nuance gets lost really easily on the internet. So when you say something like that, most people who listen to it won't hear it as the argument you are presenting. They will hear it as scientists are just, prideful egomaniacs who are stuck up on their own theories, whilst those brave heretics are trying to fight them and are trying to present the truth. I'm not saying that is what you're saying. I'm just saying that you have to realize that a lot of people will understand as such. And that
I actually don't care, because there's actually a good book that references this, which is Fear and Trembling by Soren Kierkegaard. He talks about the night of truth in this book, and that the night of truth, in order to do what is right, you cannot spend a lot of your attention on perceptions. It's like if I were to try to be kind, and the only thing that I really worried about is if people thought I was kind, I probably wouldn't actually be kind. I'd be superficial, right?
I mean, okay, I suppose that is true.
Perception. So in the same way, I understand your argument, but I intentionally, and I think it's good. I think the feedback you're giving me is good, but I try to not care what people think. And even if they make fun of me, that's fine because I'm not interested in people's opinion of me.
Oh, but
Like,
that's not
I'm born
okay.
into a weird universe. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the heck is this universe
Okay,
about.
in this case, this is my issue is that I am just extremely worried about. I do realize that it is biased extremely towards me and my lifestyle. I understand that, but you have to understand that my worry isn't people making fun of you. It's that I just have this inherent fear of just start copying over. By the way, the boat works. It's just the taking text right now as I'm saying. So that's right. Really nice. But
Awesome.
what I'm just really worried as a public person of how my words will affect people. You remember the whole thing I said about my mental issues and how I don't want to normalize them because normalizing them could lead to people not taking care of themselves, like that thing all the time. And so I always am absolutely really worried about not only the information I'm trying to convey, but also how people will interpret it. That's why it's really important to me that I stay neutral on topics I haven't studied, like politics, because it will be really easy for people to just see me as someone, to just see my quantum mechanics videos, for example, assume that I am a really smart person, and then assume that if I am a smart person, that means I must be right about everything. And all of a sudden, a topic that I don't know much about and I'm just casually referencing gets taken as truth and gets taken as absolute facts. And that's just something that I'm really worried about. And in
That's
this
a really
case,
good point. That actually is a very good point.
yeah, and that's why in this case it's so important to me to. That's why I mentioned so often that you shouldn't trust scientists, because I do realize that I am inherently biased towards science. That's why I'm trying to work in the opposite as often as possible, because if I do get people to trust into science too much, then I will fall into the Professor Daviness of laughing at flat earthers, which is not something I want either. And in this case, it just terrifies me how people could interpret things.
I really liked what Eric Weinstein did with his Joe Rogan podcast with Terrence Howard. Because Terrence Howard had these weird out there ideas, and Eric Weinstein is smart enough to actually contend with him, right? And he actually just had like a 3-hour podcast with him, which is very difficult to watch, but he treated him with respect. And like Eric said, I want to do you the favor, and I don't want other scientists to just make fun of other people, but to actually take the time, and it's like a public service. So like what you said reminded me of the reverence Eric Weinstein had for ethics in science, which is kind of what you're talking about, which I think is awesome and respectable.
Yeah, exactly. In this case, it's just if people could just respect each other and take everyone's views seriously, it would be lovely because we'd have no problems. But unfortunately, it's the same thing again. It's really difficult to get science. Once again, works best if everyone is invested, because you don't need a degree in order to practice science. If you yourself find some kind of widely accepted scientific paper written by someone who has a doctorate, and if you find an error in it, and then if you try to correct that error yourself, you message the publisher and such, you not only most likely will not be punished for it, you might even make headline news, because like, oh, it's just some random guy finds an error in the paper written by a doctor.
Yeah.
And so if everyone would do science, we would generally, I believe, be much better as a society, because everyone would be invested in it, and it would be much harder for everyone to fall into their own biases. If every single serious statement you make can be questioned freely, then everyone will question it, and that's a good thing for science. However, unfortunately, we don't live in that reality. We live in a reality where people have egos and biases, and they care about stuff. It's annoying. I really like the quote. Was it Macaroni who said it? With the science is about being wrong. Science is not about being right. It's about being wrong best.
Yeah, it's being wrong best. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Wasn't that Remco?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I thought it was Macaroni.
It could have been. It could have been.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. I should remember who does the quotes. All the live streams just blur together.
Well, I'm a scientist, even though I don't have a degree.
Yeah, exactly. I would like to think of myself as well. I haven't really done much science. I just science communicator, unfortunately.
That's still super important because it gets people inspired.
That's
Like
a nice thing, I suppose.
teachers are probably one of the most altruistic. I think like this is my personal opinion, but good journalists and teachers, I think, are probably the most altruistic professions that probably are underappreciated by society.
Journalism is such a rough thing. I do have to say, it's such a, if someone is a good journalist, it is extremely impressive, but that's not because of the difficulty. Like, okay, difficulties of being a journalist on their own are already hard enough. Because if you're trying to investigate like a political scandal or like a dictatorship on its own, that is life threatening. So on its own is difficult. But then on top of that, you have to realize that, for example, you could earn so much more money by not being a good journalist.
Yeah.
So to me, good journalists are just heroes on so many levels, which I respect so much.
Well, like good teachers, sometimes they could probably make money in a company, right? Doing more than what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know. Like a physics teacher could maybe make a lot more money than teaching high school, but the teachers in my life or the journalists that I come across, because journalists are trying to uncover the truth. Scientists are trying to uncover the truth, and teachers are trying to teach the truth. You know what
I
I
don't know
mean?
about the laws, but at least in my country, teachers do it like, I think it's better. They like some tax cut-offs if they also teach or something. So they always like do like a double. They do like company and they do teaching.
Well, in our country, teachers get almost nothing to live off. In our company, teachers had a protest not so long ago because they weren't earning a livable wage. So I feel like our country could be a bit of an exception.
Yeah, I bet too.
I
So like, I mean, they're only teachers there. Like they have to like fucking go double fucking.
teaching in
basically.
general is the reason why I hate clickbait. That's what it all ties into, which is that to me, when you are in a position where a lot of people listen to you, it is really easy to lose yourself in that, and it's really easy to just do it for the sake of power on its own. Whether it's money, whether it's social power, political power, it doesn't matter, just for the sake of power. It's really easy to do that, but the issue is once you start optimizing for money or for fame or anything like that. Oh, Tefta just left. There we go. Oh, well, I'll finish anyway. Once you start to optimize for money or for power, anything like that, you're gonna end up with shit. You're gonna end up with clickbait, you're gonna end up with just misinformation, and I am scared to death about becoming that kind of person myself. Such an aversion to clickbait. So many people were telling me, oh, make it, you should do more clickbait thumbnails. If I wanted to, I could! But I'm not going to. By the way, the code works. Right now I can just do test 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, it's not on yet. Go on, do your thing. Don't be shy. I'll give it a second.
I feel like if you do even like meme clickbait, like ironic clickbait, I would still do better than like what you're doing right now.
Still, I don't want to do clickbait. Oh, there we go. As you can see, it's detecting it perfectly. Ish. Well, almost perfectly. The ish has two SHs there.
Good
I don't
enough,
know why.
Perfectly.
Good enough, perfectly, exactly.
Perfectly with two asterisks.
I mean, look at that. It's incredible. I will have to fine tune it myself, just so that it would get used to my speech. And it's honestly, you know what's awful? We spend the entire time talking about politics and economics when this would have been actually a perfect time to get Tefta to help me fine tune it.
Can you have this yaps to detect my blabber too?
I don't think it's detecting your. Well, I mean, it can, but it's not detecting yours simply because it's picking up from my microphone, not from internal. Wait from data else. Okay. Now in this case, right here, if key phrase lower in result text lower. Yeah. So in this case, what we can do is we have the key phrase, which Tefta had as question because I do believe yours would be answered questions. But if I just do fix as the key phrase, then that terminates. No, don't close it. Only don't do any of that. Only instead print started command. Now if I say fix, it should just print started command in all caps, and that should. And that's when we'll do that command whatever we want. If it's, you know, change LED color, change brightness, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, test 1, 2, 3, test 1, 2, 3. Fix! Shit, it didn't work. Oh, that's... Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Huh, that is...
It did stop.
It
No.
did so, yeah, that's... That wasn't meant to happen, actually. That is pretty bad. That looks like as if it executed... No, it doesn't make any sense, actually. Why did it stop? I genuinely don't understand. Why would it stop? Oh, it is pretty good at detecting, and that's not even the fine-tuned one. Once I fine-tune it, it's going to be even better. But I just do not understand why it would stop when I say fix. Huh? Yeah, just what? Huh? If this activates, it basically stops. All of these are commented out. If they were not commented out, that would make sense. Because then it would stop the stream, it would close it, it would terminate, and then it would return true. So everything would just grind to a halt. If length of data is equal to 0. This one must be activating. Okay, so I hate it when data stream read, write. So it like stops the microphone? Whatever, we'll deal with this another time. For now, I only want to finish this cigarette finally. Hopefully. Not gonna be easy.
I want to finish the cigarette.
Said make it for the 7th time. Like if I have
What's
a
the
button.
issue now with the cigarette?
No, there is no issue. There's never been an issue. The only problem is that I just can't build a goddamn thing.
Your big fake hands can handle it. You need the tiny fanboy to do an assembly for you.
Exactly. My factory full of tiny fanboys. Build me the cigarettes.
You need them soft liberal hands.
Well, I'm sitting shirtless, by the way. Again, so if a bunch of hot soda just splashes on me, I'm gonna have a field day. I'm just. Hey, wake up, liberal! I made breakfast, liberal. I love you. That's a great meme. Yeah. There you are. Okay. There's a splash of color right there. Just a smidge of.
Okay, so I suddenly want a fucking all matter art of you just soldering shit shirtless.
You can commission it. That's the nice thing of Fiverr. I am genuinely gonna commission all matter. I'm so excited for it. It feels so good to finally pay them.
I don't have a disposable income to feel good to commission every fucking dumbest meme ever.
Neither do I, and it pains me. That's why I need a camera to just sometimes take pictures, you know? Let me just... Disposable income? We don't know it.
You said you're gonna do the post from All Matters Art. You know, the fuckboy Vito version.
That pose, that would be brilliant.
Yeah.
Almaty hasn't spoken to me since I sent them that image.
They've been. They may have been busy.
They're just ignore of my DMs from now on. Won't recover. I don't really understand what people find hot.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? I feel like I've made myself pretty clear. I don't understand what people find hot.
You look at smut. You look at smut so much. You should like have some idea at least.
This is still holding, which I'm honestly impressed by, because that's a pretty shitty solder walk. Can I pop it into the case?
Hot poses, you know, exposed body parts usually also help.
Genuinely, just like any... Hold on, Katsi, I would like to... I'm gonna present to you an image, which is the recording I did before the live stream.
Alright.
And I would like you to tell me if that is hot or not hot.
Okay. Sure.
Hold on, I need to... It's gonna be in the video. I need to capture a good frame.
Okay.
This is what I had to buy at BFO, by the way. This is I have a fun fact about this. But it's just such a... Like this, exposed body parts, say. Alright, what about that one? Hot or just normal?
You do look like a wife beater. And
That's kind of the look, yeah.
Yeah, and wife beaters aren't usually associated with the trait hot. They invoke negative emotions, which cancels out any
I don't
hotness
mean to
would
be
get
that
normally
guy,
from type of low.
but if someone's wife beater, they need to have a wife. What are you talking about doing?
I wouldn't say this is hot, no.
I'm so sorry, Inadequate Dag, but it's Patreon only. Yeah, exactly, but exposed body parts, it fits.
Well, but like certain body parts, not like fucking your arms. Like that's not really.
Okay, so what are the
that
rules? What body parts? Not that one.
Well, you know.
No, I fucking don't.
You don't know. It's the body parts that wouldn't normally be exposed, you know, like in public. Like not a fucking. You can like just wear a white beater outside and just walk around, and you're not gonna get fucking arrested.
I have a
You don't get any looks, you know.
Also,
Ours is a bit too much of a like jump, you know.
Also, what if I was a Patreon member but never sent my Discord or something? Well, then you can just go on Patreon and send and link your Discord account, and then you will have Discord linked. That's a simple solution. That news image looks so menacing. I do have a fun fact for you, Cassie. Cassie's talking about methods of reproduction. I told you, not that body part. Basically, I'm so sorry, Inadequate Dag, for keeping you in the dark, but it will be spoilers about the video.
Body parts wouldn't be exposed, which includes like your like your stomach, for example, you know.
Abs. I don't have abs though.
Well, yeah. If you also have like, if you prefer to go towards one of the two, body types. If you go towards one of the two body types that every Polish male has to go towards, then that increases your hotness. If you go in towards either of them. which you aren't really doing right now.
That's a pickle because I'm not going for either.
Yeah.
Doesn't vodka give you abs though? I think that's the opposite.
Is that what the Russian propaganda tells you? What you were saying something like I've been interrupted you know?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna assemble the ciggy.
Yeah, so like that picture, it looks so fucking weird because you like cut off the fucking shirt the way you did. Because you're like too fucking. How is it so small in the fucking in the bottom part? Are you like holding like behind you or something?
Holy shit, you're good. That is, yeah, that actually is what I did.
Because that does not look like a real shirt.
Yeah,
like
because
the way
the
it's fucking
the
called.
reason is it's an XXL shirt, which you might be surprised to learn is like 3 or 4 sizes too big for me.
Like, you look like an NPC with that right now.
Ouch! I did not come here to be body shamed.
I am not body shaming. I am shirt shaming, which is right because that shirt is fucking battered right now.
Well, yeah, it was cheap as shit, but
But you've done some interesting modifications to it too, you know?
yeah, I had to. It was even worse. Make it your XXXL. No. Did I say too big? No, did I say too small, too big? The shirt is too big for me.
He's a tiny twin fanboy without the fanboy part.
It's called a twink. Shit, right. If only we had a
He's a
name for
dwarf.
those kinds of... I don't have the dwarf physique, though.
They made the game Diplo Galactic after him.
I don't have the dwarf physique.
Mm.
That's a very specific one. That's like a...
I just think you don't have muscles.
Dwarf physique is just a small bear. I'm like an otter at best.
I don't have the body hair. Mm.
Okay. Make it, how tall are you? I don't know. I'm pretty short.
Mm.
All I know.
I think he would look silly next to Moist Critical.
Is Moist Critical tall or short?
Short.
We would look normal.
I think he would look even smaller, honestly.
What's that supposed to mean? Just that's what the vibe I give off. Of a small person.
I don't know. I think you're pretty small now.
Oop, yeah, I am pretty short.
Yeah.
But I don't know how tall Moist Critical is.
Let's look. How tall?
And I also don't know how tall I am.
Is 1.67 meters apparently.
1.67? Oh no, I'm most definitely taller.
Okay. You are a bit taller, right? Yeah, that's fair. He's more wide build, I guess. A little bit more than you know, at least that. Yeah.
Oh no, I need to play some music for myself because I can't deal with this.
You know, you really pissed me off.
Dogs. Jump dog.
Such a good song.
You're the top dog. Too long, I think you're due for a walk. Oh, I take another hit on the spit. Okay, not bad. This is a good start. What do you dislike more, Make It? The Imperial system or obviously the second option? I don't have a hatred for the Imperial system, honestly. Comically enough, because it doesn't... The Imperial system doesn't pretend to be good. It's widely accepted it's terrible. Actually, no, cable would be worse. Let's do wire.
I mean, yeah, Metro has a weird fucking obsession about self-correcting itself. It's like, okay, with the new measurements, we found out that the meter is fucking 2 fucking millions of a percent longer now. We had to correct it, sorry, guys.
Clap dog.
Like, that's a bit fucking, I don't know, man, about that one.
I don't understand the character dynamic in this song. You know?
You don't?
No. Because
Which character are you portraying yourself as?
that's the problem. I don't relate.
Because the one singing is the fucking bottom, obviously, and you're singing all the time, which is a bit confounding.
It's the only lyrics there are, fucking Catsy, alright? There aren't any other lyrics. You know, you really piss me off. Oh, that's the only alternative. Wasn't the meter invented by the French? Yeah, that's the issue.
Oh my god, of course.
I'm your martyr. So fucking
You're not gonna sing the line after that, are you?
No, absolutely not.
You're not...
It bothers.
That line goes a bit
It's
much
like
for you.
it's like
fucking
an
top energy.
it's like an unstoppable unstoppable force versus unmovable object. It's my need to sing versus this song. The song, in case you're curious, Inadequate Dag, is called Raw Dog, and it's a absolutely phenomenal song. But the lyrics are very, let's say, sexually charged, and they're playing to very like upbeat, great song. But my goodness, it vexes me.
Cannot fucking call yourself to sing fucking lines. Bleed me, ruin me completely on stream.
Yeah, for some reason it doesn't feel right, you know? Some weird reason. That's the question.
Do you raw dog? I think I would call a raw cat actually in this example.
What do you raw dog? I don't like that phrase. I don't like it.
Well, in this context, you do. Like
No, I like the
know?
song. I'm bothered by the lyrics. By the way, I would just like to mention that right now I am hovering my hand over scorching hot soldering iron, right? If I ever tip over, if I like this, you know, like this.
Could you move it anywhere else?
No, you see how much of a mess my desk is? This is kind of the only spot.
There's so many spots like
I can
that
like
you don't see in
feel the
camera,
heat, and it
no?
constantly reminds me. Oh no, that's full too. Yeah, no worry.
Okay, right.
Let your brother infer something, make it. Go on, do a deep dive on my psyche, Inadequate Dark. Try me. What are you gonna assume about me? Let's see.
I thought. Oh, you said you don't like the raw dog. Well, what you said last time is you don't like the way people use raw dog, but you find on the word itself, no?
Yeah, that's
And
how
this is
words function.
Yeah, and this is the original context that the
Yeah,
word
that is the.
used in.
It bothers me in a different way. That is true.
Okay.
I would say that the de-euphemized version bothers me more simply because I don't like kid speech.
Oh, so it's been signified to you.
What the fuck is that even supposed to mean?
I just made it up, but I think you understand. No?
It's even worse. You're not making it any better for me. You know, question who? That's the. Alright, this will be one of the most difficult solders I have done today. Not saying something because we have spent the entire time working on the cigarette.
a funny little project. What's that song? That sounds
From
cool.
Despicable Me, it's a good one.
Oh, okay.
Is the Who Will You Be Tonight? That's the question.
Mm.
A song from a kid's movie does not have to go this hard, but it does. Did I just pull it off on the first try? Holy shit, I'm incredible.
Oh.
Well, I've already, so you drink vodka and water. I also some of these people who did not get a college degree. You got a college degree, so you got a job, then you quit to make $2 in ad revenue. Hold on, I'm burning my cable. I was too busy reading your comment. Yeah. By the way, I'm off because it crossed 1 million views a couple of days ago. It actually crossed it like I think 2 weeks ago, maybe. Something like that. But yeah, that's pretty good. Well, it did.
Yeah. Very cool. You're one of those YouTubers now. You've earned the right of passage to be on the website.
What website?
Now you're making money, but YouTube.
Only mean YouTube.
Yeah.
So like for a second you got me so excited. I felt like I had like a fun wiki page or something.
You had your one mythical algorithm pool.
2 right now. One of them is 1 million, the other is 500,000.
Oh, what's the other one?
Addition to Quantum Mechanics, the OG.
Oh, the OG. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see this. I haven't seen this. Oh, it's 1 hour long. Oh, great heavens. Okay, maybe I'll continue to not see it actually.
Gen Z is when they have to watch anything that's not a YouTube short.
Listen, there are YouTubers who I watch for hours on end. Fucking Make It is not one of them.
I feel like fucking Make It, that's something you would watch for hours on end.
I would participate for an hour.
An hour? Good for you! Holy shit! I don't think I would be able to participate for an hour. Honestly. Good for you.
Well, I'm not the one fucking coming, am I?
I mean, you're not. Like you very much should be. I find the fact that you wouldn't be insulting.
Well,
What do you mean, meh?
I don't know, my joke didn't align properly, I guess. Well, whatever.
Oh.
You win. Egg on my face. I'll be coming.
See. Gonna make a joke.
More than just an egg on my face, honestly. Some other things too, probably.
Honestly, like, listen, make a joke about fucking me all you want, but saying that you wouldn't be coming, I take that personally. That's just mean.
I'm sorry.
And you can quote me on that. Make it. If you could go back in time and be able to decide whether or not to go to college, would you? No, I wouldn't. If I want to go to college, I would go to college right now, Doug.
Yeah,
they don't have age limits.
Like they don't. Yeah. You see, like you see old people in college all the time.
Quasar isn't Quasar in uni right now?
I think he is, no?
Yeah, I think he's studying machine learning.
You can just do uni when you're older, like you know. I mean, the imperative is you should do when you're young, because your brain is just fucking gonna work this much better. But you can do uni when you're older.
Doesn't mean that I want to retire. Now I have the power to rid all of you in entity.
The classic Al. Okay.
Yeah. Holy shit! Take that, bitches!
Because it works.
Yeah, now all I need to do is put on the filter without breaking it.
Oh, that has some good songs. I have to agree.
Al is great. Brilliant. Fun to get.
Such a fucking you and me song, man.
Tell me, do you demons breed you and me? Oh, okay. This Oh, I've been putting it down. Oh, damn it! I've been putting it into the wrong hole. Sorry about that. It's just,
How is that even possible? I am a guy.
life finds a way. Did I break it? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Hold on.
The maniacal laugh after figuring out how to do the fucking cigarette project. The most difficult task of just fitting shit in. That works wonderfully. You don't have the cap yet, or is that the cap just, the diodes?
Oh yeah, the diodes, I could just push them further in, I guess, if I really put my back to it. But I might just break it if I push them further in. So, here goes nothing. Oh, I didn't like that crunch. That wasn't a good crunch.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, it still works.
Okay.
All that matters.
That looks fucking good.
I spent fucking hours of my life on this.
This stupid oversaturated cigarette, great.
That is so much effort. Fucking hell. I mean, it's really good. It's quite big.
Yeah, you have big hands, so it's probably pretty big, yeah. It's pretty thick.
If I had a nickel, Katsi. If only I had a nickel.
Yeah. If I had this,
It's a bit awkward.
Yeah.
I know what to say. Okay, I mean, there is one last thing for me to do would be to just heat it up with a heat gun to melt everything together and just like calcify it in place. Basic idea is I want to melt the plastic right here together so that it would stick.
Oh, there's no stickage.
I'm not good at now. This is this conversation. Welcome to the. This is finished. I'm so glad this is finally finished.
Well, if you melt it together, you'll never fucking open it again.
Yeah, that's the point.
You don't
Remember
know
what I said
batteries
about having
don't have.
spare batteries? These are not rechargeable batteries, Cassie.
So you want it to be not portable out of the batteries either?
Well, in order for me to replace the batteries, it would be a bit of a chore. Not gonna lie, it wouldn't be quite as easy. Although maybe technically.
You prefer to if I need to repair, I need to just smash this thing with hammer.
No, make a new one. It's like a carton of cigarettes.
Smash with hammer to recover some parts.
What parts am I supposed to recover of this? These diodes, as I mentioned, cost nothing, and getting them out would be a bitch. There isn't a single thing here worth salvaging.
If you typically soldering work you've done to make this thing work.
I mean, genuinely, the only thing worthy of saving here is the solder itself. The work solder, not the material. I'm glad we're finally done with the thing, actually, because now we can just move on to other things.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are other things on the list?
Well, fixing this. And then remaking it in my image. Is that supposed to be a pointer? No, a cigarette. How did you not see that? Was it? You know what? Shut up. Doesn't matter. I'm fine. Whatever. I don't care. The point is, what day is it today? It's Sunday. Tomorrow I'm gonna have the recording session, so I'm gonna have to be prepared for that. I'll need all of the script finished. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Why tomorrow? Do you go to a place?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna be recording in my apartment. There's gonna be a full studio.
Oh, like an office.
No, like a studio.
Oh, like an
filming studio.
Okay.
For filming.
Oh.
Yeah. When I send you when I finish the first chapter, then you'll see what I mean. Naked, do you run exercise at all? You're gonna chuckle at me, but it's true. I walk. That's what I do. I just walk. The thing is, I walk unbelievably quickly. Words do not do it justice. I have never met a single person who walks faster than me. And as such, walking is not exercise. You'd be surprised. Basically, I get these moments in my life, inadequate duck, when I just feel like a bit overwhelmed. And I just go outside. And at one point, I spent just 3 hours aimlessly walking. No matter how...
In the forest, mind you.
Well, one of them was in the forest, yeah. At one point.
Yeah.
I just like doing it. Inadequate duck, do you know... Actually, no. Whatever. I'm not good. I just got ad for arthritis. Perfect timing!
Perfect.
Recognize speech. Key phrase fix. So when the fix happens, in this case, key phrase lower is in the result text lower. Hold on, I'll be right back, everyone. Give me a second.
Mayo.
You all know what I just realized? Hold on, don't answer yet. I don't have my headphones on. No, I don't. Okay. You know what I just realized? Considering how it's just only inadequate duck watching, I can actually talk about the video and not worry too much about spoilers because no one's gonna rewatch back this stream. So I can just mention the fun tidbits about the video. So the inadequate duck, you're gonna get a survivors only. Just like there's a patron only, where I just post things on the patron, this is just survivors only. For those who survived the 2.5 hours of live stream.
You always do spoilers on a video. You fucking edit all videos on live stream.
Yeah, but
like,
this
if
one,
you watch a live
no,
stream,
this one I'm not going
twice.
to. I don't always do this. I do it for video when I make videos where I am sick of a video, where I just don't like the video. That's when I edit it on stream. It says a lot, doesn't it, Katsi? For example, the practical mask videos, those ones I didn't do on stream. Because I like them. I like making them, I like the final videos. Mika, did you know that Katsi just meowed when you were out? Katsi! You've meowed? What?
Wow, I would never. What the hell?
Oh, what? Oh, what? No.
What?
Inadequate duck, you must be joking. Katsi, you mean to tell me that Katsi meowed? Unbelievable.
I'll do a rough next time.
But the point is, the doggy. Okay.
You know, you really pissed me off.
The point is, I could clip it and post it on Discord. Yeah, inadequate duck, but I trust you not to do that. That was implied. I don't even know what to say to that. Like, I know there are options if I put something online, then it's gonna stay there. I am aware. But I thought it was implied that I trust you not to do that.
Okay, well, so we have one untrustworthy chatter, so now we can't do this. Awesome. Can you just send him DMs, I guess?
I'm still
Or
gonna
that
do
guy in
it.
particular, he's not
No,
seeing
I'm
it.
still gonna do it. I still trust inadequate duck. So basically, the video is going to be in 5 chapters, right? The first one will be all about the style of the mask. The second one will be about the things that have to get... Actually, no. Oh, shit. Second will be about audio, never mind. Which means... Okay, right now we're gonna be focusing on things for chapter 3. Which means all of the boring things, all the boring shit that has to get done but no one wants to see. Make it! What a splendid idea for an entertaining live stream! I know. Basically,
Yeah.
it translates to two things.
If somebody is coming to your live stream expecting entertainment, to be fucking entertained,
That's the
I don't know
damn
what to tell
problem.
them.
Yeah, that is a damn problem. I agree.
Yeah.
But that means two things. First of all, the mask model, so the skeleton, the side plates. That's because for the side. What's wrong with me? Why am I getting hiccups? In order to get the side plates, we need to basically make like toy models of every single part, and then just. Oh, I have an idea. Well, it's a bit idiotic, but just randomly came out to me. You remember the two UV LEDs I have? Remember the two UV LEDs I have?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that was another rhetorical. I was asking.
The
Would
blinding light of God LEDs.
no, not the bright ones, not the brightening light of God, just the UV ones.
Oh, the blinding that will kill your eyes light of God.
Yeah, those aren't like blinding. Blinding in terms of it's so bright it's blinding me. They are just really harmful
will-
to your eyes.
They will make you blind. Okay.
Yeah. It's not like blinding by brightness, it's blinding by UV. What I could do is on the side plate where I have the microcontrollers and everything, I could install them there as a defense mechanism. If anyone tries to temper my mask, just blind
Oh
them.
my. Like,
It would be completely useless and wouldn't work. But I like the idea, I like the spirit behind it. It's kind of like the self-destruct sequence, but on a smaller scale. It's someone trying... like,
I
software-wise...
just self-destruct again.
Software-wise, I could just do, like, an implementation. How will you stop it from blinding you? Well, that's simple. I'm just gonna have... they're gonna be controlled by software anyway. And so I'm just gonna have a single value that will either set mask to be armed or not armed. Oh, my SolidWorks just died. That's brilliant. And if it's armed, then what's gonna do is if it detects some kind of change somehow in the wiring or some kind of error or something, it will just turn on the UV lights to blind the perpetrator. Or it could work as a UV flashlight in a pinch. You never know.
Can you like see the UV lights? Like, or are they all UV? I'm assuming they have some purple, right?
Yeah, they are purple. You can see it.
I know if like the way you see it in person is different from the way you see them on camera. You know?
I just
Do you
realized...
see more of the light on camera or?
No. In person, you still can see them. I just realized that I'm an idiot, and yeah, I am an idiot. My goodness. Remember when I was talking about the UV, the LEDs, and I was talking about them, how I don't understand why they work if they're a voltage divider. That was not a voltage divider.
Oh.
Yeah, I just genuinely misremembered how a voltage divider works.
You fuck up the fucking Ohm's law, okay?
I just right now realized it. By the way, nothing it just all of a sudden snapped in my head that that's not what the voltage divider is.
Oh.
I don't know, I've been wrong about this such a long time, it's weird. Doesn't matter. Okay, the point is, we need to open up the 4.4.0. That's the current mask.
Yeah. Meow.
I'm just listening to a song that Spotify randomly played for me, and I just realized that has Make It in the lyrics.
Oh, I have to add it now.
Yeah, I already added it. It has to be there. But speaking of, let me play something better. How about...
Oh, I have a song for you.
No, not again.
Okay. Let me get it on Spotify.
Make It, where do your ears go on the mask? Around right here. That's where they are. Roughly. Let's put it on and see. Yeah. Or like right here, maybe. Something like that. It's hard to.
This is another one to a list of damn good songs I'm gonna fucking hide yourself singing on stream.
I know that. I either know that name or all of these fucking songs have very similar sounding names. No, I don't think I know it. It doesn't sound like anything I would know.
Yeah.
Here's a while ago. So unless Katsi was on stream and we see at the same time, someone heard you talk about working in the next video. Yeah, good for them. Why did I... Stop talking, I actually heard the lyrics. Okay. Side plates. Oh, fuck, the issues we were having, I remember. No, Katsi, I cannot even, I need to. Switch something else. Like, this bothers me too much. Tom Kennedy.
It's too much for you, the song.
So, well... Beginning my night, not expecting the...
Man, the lyrics are so fucking good on that one, though. I enjoyed it later. That's the thing.
Right here we are having a problem. We have a problem. The problem that we've been having, which is that this entire thing is messed up.
And make it good classic.
Oh god, humans and beings get murdered tonight. This is tricky. Because why would that be different distance? Ah, I hate this so much. So basically, 34 millimeters is the height. The length is side panel.
Oh.
What's the problem, make it? The problem, I'm so glad you asked, is that this should be a rectangle, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I admire the narrative. So basically, you have a rectangle with x, x, y, y. And x is equal to 34, y is equal to 124.18, ... doesn't matter. So it should be a rectangle. However, when I overlay another rectangle on top of it with the exact same dimensions, then it's too short. Like the diagonal doesn't match. Which would lead me to believe that this isn't actually a rectangle, only it's more like it's more skewed like this. The issue being, I don't know why it would be skewed. It doesn't make sense. Because this is on the same height. Maybe it's not. It might not be on the same, but why would it not be on the same height? Only if the wedding's there. Tell me what the fuck's gonna be. Red Flags by Tom Kennedy. I just
yeah.
I'm just auto-playing
of
Tom Kennedy
course.
songs.
Do I have them in the playlist? I haven't heard them like fucking forever. Where did it go? They removed it?
We thought the y is only horizontal or vertical component instead of a hypotenuse.
Red Flag is great.
Could be that y is only horizontal or vertical since it's angle inward something. I don't know quite exactly what you mean by that, Nadeku Duck. Basically, the issue, as far as I'm concerned, is that this sketch right here, these black lines, right, with all the measurements, this sketch appears to be different from this sketch. And I don't know why, because they should be the same. In my fingers, I feel it in my bones. These motherfuckers mean. Oh, it's gonna mess you up. Alright, so we basically need to see the okay, right away I can see some differences. This right here is connected. This is collinear. This doesn't have to be collinear apparently. These two lines are parallel. That's correct. Then this point and this. So, go parallel, equal, collinear. Oh. No, never mind. This appears to be correct. Okay, brilliant. then this point right here and this shouldn't make any difference. This being collinear should be exact same, but whatever. This is horizontal to the one. Okay, what else do we have? Equal parallel. This is all correct. These are all the same thing. What if we made the shape work on the 3D one and see if it works on the other one as well? They're both 3D. Angled in on something. Well, that's the issue. I have no idea. The distances are correct, which means it has to be some kind of other dimension, which is why we're here. All right. In this case, we do have the. I'm gonna replace all the collinears with just these, for the sake of consistency. This one doesn't exist again. It's collinear, horizontal, perpendicular. This one isn't collinear. Doesn't matter. Brilliant. There we go. Once again, instead of it being collinear, let's replace the point. This shouldn't change anything, but once again, sake of consistency. We have collinearity. This one delete. Collinearity. Right, two qualities. Perpendicular, collinear, midpoint. Not midpoint, horizontal. This is all the same. The one where it doesn't work, you may work there, and then check the other one. I think you're misunderstanding what my issue is. Basically, the issue is that I have two separate models. The top of the mask and the bottom of the mask. And I'm trying to add a connector in between them. But this connector, whenever I try to make it in, it goes at an angle, which it shouldn't. And I'm trying to figure out. So basically, somewhere right here, there is a line that I thought was straight, but isn't. And I'm trying to figure out which line it is. There are so many like innuendos you can make about this. With the top, bottom, straight line that isn't straight, mating. There's a lot of material there, but
and you have me deceived, the guy.
The gay.
The gay.
This. This is all the same. I'm gonna lose my mind. These are
if I was on the job, I think mating would be a little easier.
This has, 1 in 3 men over 40.
Oh, you're the man over 40, aren't you?
Okay, so there we go. It should be all fine. Should be, I'm saying, because I know goddamn well it won't be. They have the exact same measurements. They're perfect copies. Let's see.
Are they not in parallel? Like from each other?
Connectors are there.
Well, how many connectors in the wrong part?
It could be the connector. Why are the connectors off? Huh!
Huh. So it is all fucked.
It is all fucked.
Yeah. Well, good on me for noticing that.
But why? The connectors are fucked. That's bad. Dare I say.
Uh-oh.
This is select the mate type, concentric. Uh-oh, this. Oh, it could be because of the tolerances, I thought it. That's not a great sign, not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
The mask, SolidWorks, side panel left. Then you thought a sailor, then you now get a margarita, but now it's a dog, now it's a bat. It's a baseball bat. It God damn it. Now you're the cotton candy. Now button in the club, a little less scared to shake it. There we go! It was just the tolerances that messed it up. Oh, thank goodness. Alright! Brilliant. Problem solved. Time to get to work.
Thank God.
So that was not even the job we were meant to do. That was just like
I sniffed it.
foreshadowing. Yeah. That was the problem. Time and distance that we've ever known so far. Don't shop.
What are they?
Right here, this should be a 3, if I'm not mistaken, and right here, this should be also a 3. Correct? Obviously, you are being a bit of a bitch about the thing, but it's fine because we can just set this to be vertical, we can just set this to be horizontal, and would you look at that, splendid. Now we get back to the mask. Make it. Are you older than the European Union?
Doesn't that mean you're like 60? I think European Union as a concept is pretty old. It being big, maybe not, but like it's on its own, you know? Like the baseline, you know? Dates pretty much back to like the end of the World War II. No? Yeah?
No comment.
Am I just wrong?
I don't know what life was like before the EU, during the EU, and before Brexit and after Brexit.
What are you?
I can tell you before
about?
and after Brexit, if you want. Before EU and after EU, it's kind of rough. Poland joined the EU a bit later than other countries.
Yeah. What was the second wave, no? Was it 2008? I'm probably fucking wrong. I shouldn't be talking. I'm gonna shut up.
Of something.
The EU was 93. Well, yeah, but the like the original like treaties between like fucking France, Belgium, and like Germany, they were like already like being done in like the 60s, and like even if before that.
What kind of point are we arguing, Cassie?
I'm
Because Inadequate Doug asked specifically if I was born after or before the formation of the European Union. Very specific date.
I'm just being autistic. Let me be.
Okay,
I'm moving the doorpost. I'm sorry.
0 dimensions. Okay, Raspberry Pi 0 dimensions. There we have it.
At least I am conscious enough to admit my stupid. Okay.
Yeah, I just needed to point that out for you.
There's some people who will never done that and would keep moving the goalpost.
I respect the fact that you have recognized it.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these for construction, and then on them we're gonna add circles on the corners, and these circles will hold up the Raspberry Pi Zero. Hot shit, everyone knows it. Expect some fucking naughty for this heavenly body, yeah. Your hot shit too.
I feel like I should know that one.
Wait for you. Now and then you get that thought that stops me in my tracks.
If I don't.
Am I talking about space too much? I should really try to cut back. Stop with that shit, cause space is fucking cool, and so are you if you let me talk.
What is that song?
Space. Hot shit. You.
From?
1, 2, 3, 4. Shit. Be an astronaut, but I was called like 80s comet. Make it, do you have a mature certificate? Oddly specific! I do
Only
not.
specific, indeed.
I do not, in fact.
You don't. Oh.
Surprised. Yeah, I live to surprise.
Well, I knew you didn't go to uni. I thought you at least had that one, you know? That's a bit unfortunate. Like, if you want to do actual job, you're like qualify for like jack shit, no?
You'd be surprised.
How did you what did you fail on specifically? Or did you not attempt?
We're getting into specifics all of a sudden.
Well, you got me curious.
I know, that's why I said it.
Because I mean I had a bad time with it too, but like I did fucking pass it. I got fucking lucky. I got the hella lucky on it in the end. Is it not something you want to say on stream?
I like the mystery.
But it's tickling my noggin though.
I know. The businessman. Do I put it higher up or do I put it dead middle? Because I could put it dead middle. Like this.
You and your fucking secrets, man.
Me and my fucking secret man.
You and your fucking obviously Catsy. Well, depends how you want your holes aligned. But there's gonna be many holes in this play. You already know about that, you know.
Yeah, getting holes aligned is important.
Look more unique if it was like top, you know.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I don't like the middle.
Like it's kind of like every fucking component ever in the middle.
I'm gonna keep
Which is you run into it when you're like at the top. I mean, you should because it's on the other side of the plate, but yeah.
Okay, there we go. So this will be the pi 0. Oh, this is not as much space as I was expecting. Submit your please and save analyze. What do you mean, what do I mean? That's literally, how can I spell it out to be more clear for you?
You want more space? Do you want pi 0 to be smaller? Do you need a space for that on the plate? Something else?
Well, yeah, I will need the, if my memory does me well, max 983578. Wow, would you fucking look at that?
Oh my god. He is a machine. This is not something humans were meant to remember.
Don't worry, I don't remember the name of the microphone. I2S microphone dashboard. I don't remember the numbers though. Yeah, it's not this one. This one. What is your name? Even if you didn't defeat me, you would. MEMS microphone, alright. I2S MEMS microphone dimensions. Circuit diagram. Well, this is just. In this game, I'm just looking for dimensions of the dev board. Is there any like dimensions anywhere? That's not nearly clear enough.
I got one song for you. If you've seen the one specific meme, you will recognize this track.
Pop music.
Just listen to it.
Music. Is that the one? Nothing here has the dimensions.
Hmm. Well, they look pretty small.
That's not my
Very
problem. I need
small.
to know their dimensions. I don't need the size. Well, I do need this.
Well, what's your problem? It won't fit.
No, I need to like add the holes for it.
The other holes for it. Yeah. Hmm.
I feel like I kind of need, but this is gonna just give me the I to C, right?
What am I?
Yeah, this is just the I to C, the IC
Hmm.
dev board. Oh, I didn't add the dev board. Jeez. There we go. This should have dimensions of the dev board. Ah! Jackpot!
Good.
0.5? Oh, that's in centimeters! Is it? No, it's not in is it in inches? Ugh! Ugh! Ugh!
In
Who the
What the
fuck
hell?
does it? Who the fuck gives this out in inches? Oh, disgusting!
Can you find another one? Is it in fucking inches?
Oh, that is horrible. Why would anyone give it out in inches? No.
What the fuck? What the hell?
Okay, there we go. We have this. Do not modify the top. Yeah, Katsi, listen down.
I'm not modifying you.
Yeah, just a warning, you know. Modifying the top might break it. All right.
Yeah.
Ball evaluation system. Yeah, give me the size.
Not that fragile inside.
It's not. It doesn't even look like the right. Oh wait, no. Yeah, these are the connectors.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to measure out myself because I treat rather not. Oh no, that's where the corners are. Alright, fine, I'm measuring myself.
In compared to the fucking inches conversion.
I guess I could like. If that's really half an inch, hold on. Inches to centimeters. How much is half an inch? 127. That does look roughly like 127. What does my measuring didgeridoo? There it is.
Your caliper.
I barely know her. That does look like 127. Alright.
That joke will never work.
So in this case, this is what we need. We need a line that is 12.7. And then the issue becomes, how do I position it? Can I position it vertically? Absolutely not. Brilliant. Let's keep it horizontal then. And then what we need is on each one of these. Trying to pull it off won't be easy.
Man.
Alright, this something. This would be the. There's absolutely no reason for these two lines to be collinear, but
But it could.
I just.
And you're a
Yeah,
perfectionist.
it's absolutely irrelevant, so might as well 12. Alright, Spin. So this will be the. I don't want to go crazy. I don't want to install the UV LEDs right here, which means we most definitely. Yeah, we most definitely will not have the space for the pipe Pico. Pico will have to be on the other side. For now, we don't even need the Pico, so it's fine. In this case. Oh. In the MEMS microphone. Yes, but I would need like a specific INMP. Right, INMP 441. This is good, but I need something a tad more specific, that more juice to it, you know? With the bottom top, I've been ruined by you, Katsi. I can't even read bottom and top without just losing my mind. I don't really have.
Meow.
Balls? Ah, shit. Code in C! Well, I see.
Oh, you've appeased the programmer.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the code is not my problem at the moment. What I need is the... No, this is the integrated circuit.
Oh.
I need the micron dimensions. Can I just do this? Because this could give me more direct results. Is this really as good as it gets? I mean, 14, it's not... I could make this work, because it's 14 millimeters. Which means that, in this case, I could make this work. It is effectively this. That's 14. And then, on opposite sides, I'm gonna have the holes. Like this. Works. I don't know how far away.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but can you do this pose in the video, in the upcoming video, in one of the make kits? Can you do that?
I don't think it would work with my mask. I think I wouldn't look serious enough as this. But that is, I think that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Where did you even get that image? Alright, so this one, I just want these to be horizontal. Alright, brilliant. So this right here should be... I feel like I have a sneaking suspicion it all won't fit. Okay, what else do we need? What else do we need for this cutscene?
First time?
Make it, under what conditions would you sleep with Katsi? Bald! Normally people try to like work into some kind of question. Bald way to ask it.
Under what conditions you wouldn't?
What else do I need for this? I have micro and I have the audio amplifier. I think that might be it now. Well, the UV.
Can you just send that picture? I don't think we understand what the picture is about. Like,
This. Still at the moment, that's kind of shite a bit. Let me just measure this out a bit. So it would be. It appears to be exact centimeter one way, and another way it is 16.
Meow.
17 centimeter and then 17. Alright, we'll need to resolder it, the UVs. but fortunately it's not too bad because it is should be just 70 then 10. My anti-theft device.
You're actually putting the fucking LEDs on it.
Why
God.
not? It's funny. Dear Honor, in my defense, it was funny.
Diabolical.
Then the distance between them could be, I don't know, 6 should be fine. And then we just distance 7.
Doug, I think you're new to these streams. We make those jokes all the time.
Oh, thank you very much. Isn't new? Wait, what did Dak send? I don't see a new comment.
Don't see in live chat?
Oh yeah, this never mind. I wasn't in live chat. Yeah. Well, Katsu, you were the one who recommended sexually active song, and you had another conversation on how make it could make you release. Fuck me. Ouch! I wanted to have a fucking wood.
Oh no. I'm sure you could make me feel very good, make it. I'm sorry.
I don't need that confirmation for you. I already know that. Right here, let's just switch it to be like 12. Or actually, we can delete this. Oh, that's a good idea. Delete this.
I love when like you try to comment and like inconspicuous and they're like, wait a second, are those two dating? It's so fun. Oh my god, it's roasting you.
I bet money that make it doesn't have any experience with other people. No offense, make it.
Ouch.
Unbelievable. When you say no experience with unbelievable. I invite you into my live stream, alright? I give you the content, and this is what you do in return. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, Ruler of Everything just started playing. Never mind, I'm no longer upset.
There you go.
You know a smile, he knew he been high. And the sun with a gun.
Shot it is. Another gun. Button.
At one point, I knew all the lyrics by heart.
I know a good bit of them.
Hellos, even over this.
So maybe not to everything specifically, but to some of them, I think. I know a good amount. Oh, this song.
Consequential not to slip into a trance. I'm gonna trance you!
I'm trancing right now.
I'm only in a bit, so I'm going a bit wild. Still, I trusted you, inadequate duck. I trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. And it hurts, you know, it does hurt.
Okay, well, this is a good template. There ain't that many holes, but you can't have that many holes, really, can you? But it will look good. Meow. Oh,
Get up and smile.
that's facing you where you align things now. Okay.
When to get up and smile.
Are you sure they are 45 degrees?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Everything on the inside. Wait, this is idiotic. This right here is idiotic. It has to go like this. And in reality, this has to go like this. Oh, this is messing with my brain because that's not how it has to go at all. Ah, shit.
Well, it can't be.
I messed it up. I messed it all up starting over.
Correct.
Okay. Another story about the frog who was orphaned in dungeon was sold to bed. Game compared to that. What are you doing? Genuinely.
What?
I don't understand the whatever. You know what you do. You keep up the good work. Good for you.
Good for you. Also, that happens, so I'm reading that. Woof. Doesn't have the same fucking vibe. I can't do it. I should just keep meowing. It's not the same. Well, a cat can be a dog boy.
It's teenager stuff. You wouldn't understand. Funny, are the best comments. Okay. Find some kind of good song for this. Oh, I know. Now, everything on the inside is gonna be cut. So, like, this. Right here, and this. Taking out in this bed. Brilliant. And now all we need is just... yeah. Spend it. Glenn must go but make it. Thank you. Good night to you two. I've never had anyone say good luck in bed while signing off, but you know what? Always has to be first.
You know what? You don't need it. I'm not saying you're bad. I say I want to give you a rough time. You know, you always piss me off. Well, I'm saying that comment. That has to go into like, yeah.
Now the big question is, if I make them all equal, is it gonna look like absolute and utter shit? Or is it gonna look reasonable?
Absolute shit or miserable. Call it now.
Place your bets! Ladies and gentlemen, place your bets.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's such a like a modern internet thing to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, I like that a lot.
Just assume all women here are definitely queer. That is the type of community that can caters towards many autistic people and trans autistic people.
Black Forest singing. What the fuck did you just say?
I was just yeah, it doesn't meow. I will meow. This is fucking me blabbering again. Doesn't reply. Anyway. Speaking of other things. Yes. I'm looking better. I'm thinking if you also want to maybe merge the middle two holes together.
No.
You don't wanna. You wanna keep your holes separate.
Yes, I wanna keep my holes separate.
Fine.
Total for construction and then equal. Alright, there we go. Now the bit here is that the distance there we go. Now if I move anything, that just regulates the distance. Ah, but this one is spiking up. That's not great. Yeah, no, their heights have to be different. Oh, at least that height has to be different. And this height has to be different as well. Yeah. Oh, for all of a sudden if I delete this one, it gets over-defined. Why does deleting... I don't...
Meow.
No, because all these are equal. No, they have to be. No, they don't.
Yeah.
There we go. This. You know, this doesn't have to be cursed, it just has to lie on the same line, vertical.
Mm.
There we go. So now if we do features and extrude cut, there we have it. I could have cut this one out a bit as well, but I feel like this is a pretty good spot to leave it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Alright, brilliant.
Looks quite sexy.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Now let's see what it looks like on the mask. Oh, that is chunky, by the way. That is way too thick.
Oh.
Oh, that... Too much, Katsi, too much.
That's that says a lot from you.
That moan took a lot out of you, clearly. I'm gonna print it in orange because...
You felt that in your spine.
Yeah. I'm gonna print this one in orange simply because I don't care enough to swap the G. It just doesn't matter, it's from cigarette. Mask. Ready mode.
That's adorable.
Alright, time to print! Is it done ready? Yeah, Danny, go
Wow.
off, King.
Okay.
Why did it not export yet? Oh, it's struggling. Oh, it is... Or is it? No, it's not. Wait. It did export.
Okay.
Me? You?
You don't make it. What the hell? So we have everything to assemble it, right?
Oh, we are what?
We have everything to assemble it once it's done printing.
The mask. I haven't... I would need to print the new plates as well. But then...
Oh.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay.
Technically, the faceplate is something I'll need to change because I'm actually, for this version of the mask, I'm actually gonna have the one-sided foil. I'm gonna have it on the faceplate, and I'm not gonna have a visor. So basically, like I'm gonna have it on this right here on the front, and I'm not gonna have an additional pad in the middle. I think. Maybe I will.
Why?
It's because if I'm not making a visor, then this is like a really big part to add in there for something that's not necessary. It's easier to kind of glue it on the top, right here, on the face.
So it's just don't want to fit. Or no.
Like,
Stuff,
if
yeah.
I was making a visor, I would need something to hold the visor, but I'm not, so...
Okay, that's fine.
My goodness, we've done a fair bit of work, actually.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's printing. I'll give you another song to listen to. It should be more your style.
It's better. Yeah.
It's better, mean it's still not good.
No, it's better. It's good.
Oh, okay. Sure.
What the next? What the next part? Wait for the prince.
Next thing. I know.
What?
I had a remembrance. You know what you said you're gonna do for Bandit? When you're gonna add it like reactors to it?
I'm gonna do what?
For Bandit, you're gonna add it so you can react and distort for like a cricket roll.
No. No, I hate. I hate working on Bandit.
Oh. Was that your fucking fun project at the start?
No, I never liked working on Bandits. I like Bandits as a project. I didn't like working on it. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like cleaning your room, right? You don't like cleaning your room, but you like having a clean room.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Sorry, man. What else is there to work on? You know, to procrastinate your ass?
I mean, there are a shit ton of things to work on. Because I'm thinking of the one that I dislike the least at the moment. We finished a cigarette, that's actually a big deal. I have enough for this, I have enough for that, I have enough for squats, right.
You can do the cigarette welding, whatever the hell it's called.
No, I might as well keep it that way actually, you've convinced me. Because in this case I can replace the batteries. I might, there's like a 30% chance that I'm gonna break it with replacing batteries, but that's still better than throwing it away.
Okay.
If I can't do this, that would require me to be off stream. This would be too much effort for too short a project.
I've actually managed to change your mind somehow. That's impossible success. I didn't know that was possible.
Did you realize how much of an insult that is? My entire thing is just being a scientist, and you basically effectively said right now that I don't change my mind often.
Your entire thing is you're fucking stubborn as heck, and the more like you push it, the fucking harder you get.
Yeah.
That's your entire jig.
But that's with people who try to convince me without fucks. I've already explained how this works. If someone tries to convince me of something without providing any new information, I instinctively react in hostile manners because I don't treat that as someone trying to provide a different argument. My mind sees this as an effect to manipulate me. Attempt. If you provide an argument, I'm gonna change my mind.
What argument do I provide to the cause of you should sleep with me for real?
You didn't provide an argument.
What argument is it to provide other than the obvious short-term benefits?
I'm gonna have a snack.
I might even snack.
Not this time. No.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might be this fast for the stream. I'm just gonna go and eat. Well, I'm already eating. I'm just gonna go and eat. Peace.
Without the chat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no one's in chat anyway.
So without me.
No, without the bother of having a stream. Yeah, I can stay and watch everyone. And so everyone, and by everyone I mean no one, because no one is watching. Thank you everyone so much for watching and have a great day.